Hey guys, Savage Troller here, and today I'm gonna be live streaming the NFL draft. So wait, is this working? Here, let me check. Is it working, Kai?
Okay, so you're wondering who Kai is. I'm his professional editor.
How do we get out of full screen?
F11.
Yep, it's working.
Okay. Yep, you're live right now.
Okay, so
I'll go watch it outside. You're live right now. Totally his professional editor, and I'm definitely not his brother.
oh, we have to download Adobe Flash Player.
What do you mean? You're kidding me.
Okay, yeah, I did it.
Okay, nice. Oh, it's starting. Hold on. Okay.
Okay, so
If the audio doesn't work and you don't hear anything, just contact me, okay? I'm pretty sure I'll have my phone on me. Okay, so just text me and I'll guide you through the thing.
So it says it's gonna start soon.
Okay. So. Contact me if you have any issues.
Saturday.
Oh, it's starting. It's starting.
Angels. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on FS1.
The most anticipated NFL draft in recent memory is about to get underway. The NFL draft presented by Verizon right here on NFL Network and Fox. What was born 82 years ago in a hotel conference room and graduated to convention centers and theaters and music halls. And last year, onto museum steps, has now entered the biggest.
Okay, you guys are Aaron and David are moderators.
We've ever seen.
You guys are moderators.
Okay, cool.
Oh, here, can I see the comments? You can see on your iPad so I can get an extra view. Let's go. Giants are going to win Super Bowl 2018.
I am your humble host, Rich Austin, pleased to be in this seat for a 13th consecutive year and thrilled to be next to this man for a 7th consecutive year. Stanford head coach David Shaw. Daniel Jeremiah, good to see you. Mike Mayock.
Sam Darnold to the Browns.
Let's go, man. We're going to think about this without you ever. The Browns War Room, presented by a Honda. There is John Dorsey hydrating for the most anticipated.
The Giants don't draft Saquan Barkley.
In some time.
But I'm going to get so mad.
Super Bowl champion Troy Aikman, Steve Smith, and Steve Mariucci will join us when we come back. And the commissioner puts the Browns on the clock.
Is this better?
The 2018 NFL Draft is presented by Verizon, the most awarded network ever.
I don't know why it's not working.
Joy!
Wait, is it working?
Hey, Don!
What you doing?
Mother's Day shopping?
Okay.
Any ideas?
Well, everyone wants the iPad, and they want it on Verizon, America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. Plus, right now you can get a great deal.
I already did. It's talking about the card.
Yeah, I know that.
Wow.
Mom deserves the best, so get up to 50%
Oh,
off
Packers
the
have
latest
the
iPhone
most
on
picks in
us.
the
Unlimited is only as
NFL
good as the
draft.
network it's on.
Men, women, dilly-dilly! Sure, we may be outnumbered. 20 to 1, they may have more men, more horses, and arrows with
Okay,
fire,
so
which probably don't hurt more than the regular
the
ones.
first overall pick, the Browns are going to select Sam Darnold. With the second pick, the Giants are going to get Saquon Barkley. With the third, the Jets are going to get Josh Allen. And the fourth pick, the Browns are going to get Bradley Chubb. That's my top. Okay, and the fifth, the Broncos, they're going to get Baker Mayfield. No, they're going to get Josh Rosen. That's my top 5.
Like a charge. Mighty like a pro. Introducing the all-new Terrain, the compact SUV from GMC. Current non-GM owners get this low-mileage lease on this front-wheel drive Terrain SLE for around $247 per month, or get $5,250 purchase allowance when you finance through GM Financial.
Meet the all-new SimpliSafe home security system, engineered with a single focus.
Okay guys, so leave in the comment
Sensors
you
so
think
small
the
they're
Browns are
practically
gonna
invisible.
pick?
Designed to disappear into your home
And
blink
so,
into
yeah, leave in the
protection.
comments who you think the Browns are gonna pick
All at prices that are
and
fair
who the
and
Giants are
honest.
gonna pick.
This
They have
is
the top
simply
two
safe.
picks in the
Home
draft.
security done right.
Hopefully, what's it called? What's his name? Roger Goodell gets booed because no one likes him when he announces the picks.
For just $5.99 each.
Yeah.
Official pizza sponsor of the NFL. No one else.
Because that'll be good.
No one agrees on the best. Everyone agrees on the two best. One's the miracle of human genetics. One's the God.
Yeah, David, I see your predictions. I see that.
They play each other every year. And we still can't
Hi, go. Okay.
Does it matter who wins?
Remember to hit that like button down below
Okay,
and
so
subscribe if you're new.
outside of the NFL experience is still making their way in here or getting set to watch the draft outside of the home of the Dallas Cowboys. The Browns are about to be put on the clock. Is it Baker Mayfield? Is it Darnold? Is it Allen? Could it be Rosen? Could it be Barkley? Could it be Chubb? Here comes Roger Goodell to open the draft, and he's joined by some special guests.
Okay, hopefully he gets booed. Come on.
The Walter Payton NFL
Come on,
Man of the Year
Cowboys.
Award presented by Nationwide. And also Cowboys.
Can't do anything great, but hopefully we boo him. Yeah, that's that. Yep, I hear that. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome, football fans, to the 2018 NFL Draft. Texas style.
Dallas can do one thing right. Boo the
I can't believe you guys are
boo
doing
the
Come on.
Roger Goodell.
Thank you all for being here, and for all of you tuning in across the country to welcome our future NFL stars.
You know,
We already have a record tonight. Over 100
somehow the Browns are gonna mess this draft up.
are here in AT&T
Just watch.
Stadium
They're not gonna draft a quarterback. They're gonna draft like
and outside the stadium.
they're gonna draft
You, the fans.
a trash player,
I'm joined
and they're
by
gonna go
three of the greatest
0-16
men to ever play
again.
for the Cowboys. All three
But guys, remember,
are Walter
hit that like
Payton
button
NFL
down
Man
below.
of the Year, and they're models for the newest class of players, for their excellence on the field, but more importantly, for what they do off the field in their communities. Troy Aikman, Jason Witten,
I
and
need to do
Roger
something.
Goodell. Give it to them, guys.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, look at Stop back throw deep.
We're the Giants
Going to the
fans.
Steelers section. Fantastic.
We're the Giants fans. Get this off. We're the Giants.
So if you're ready, are you ready? Let's get it started. The 2018 NFL Draft is now officially open. The Cleveland Browns are on the clock.
Okay. Now the Browns can finally pick.
To
Texas is
anyone
not
out there,
football. New York
whoever
is
thought
football.
of football as just a game people play, let this moment, let these people set you straight.
Football to me is bigger than anything. Football is my favorite thing in the world.
The energy from the stands, awesome. The feeling of a win on Friday night.
I scored my first touchdown.
When you grow up in Texas, football is what you do.
Everywhere else, football's a game, sure, but here in Texas, it's really more of an idea that can teach you what matters in life.
Okay, guys,
An idea that can take you to places you never
make
thought
sure
you'd
you're
go.
hitting that like button.
Well, now, they've come here. The perfect place for one of the most important moments of their lives. The moment this game, this idea, becomes more than ever who they are.
This guy's gonna be good.
Football doesn't play in the life of Texas.
It's just unreal. There's nothing else like it.
As soon as your cleats hit the turf, you feel the buzz.
We live for football in Texas. It's just that simple.
Welcome to
New York's
football's
better.
heart
Just saying.
and football's soul. The NFL draft in Texas. It just sounds right,
Giants right there.
doesn't it?
All right.
Hey,
The Browns
come on,
are on
Browns.
the clock right now. It's the 2018 NFL Draft.
See that?
presented by
0-16.
Verizon Live on NFL Network.
0-16, last 24.
And Steve Smith
So they were actually not that bad on defense.
Cam looking in on the
Yeah, they were
and
in
the
the
draft party
first half
all
of the league on
nervous.
defense. So
What will the
their
Browns
offense
do
then needs
first
improvement.
overall? Will it be Baker Mayfield?
Do 28
Will it
starting
be
quarterbacks.
Sam Darnold. The thought coming out of
One
the
of last
combine
35
was that
games.
it could be
Yep, that's the
Saquan
Browns.
Barkley. This is a team that made a lot of maneuvers right on the outset of the new league year. This team made some big time
Okay, so yeah,
acquisitions.
100%
Mike Mayock,
Browns are
what do you think is
selecting
going to happen with the Browns?
100% Sam Darnold. 100% Sam Darnold.
John Dorsey, and the new general manager of the Cleveland Browns. This first pick of yours sets the tone for your franchise. It shows all
Their
the
new,
players in the locker room what a new Cleveland Brown looks like and smells like by your definition.
Browns are probably
so you
gonna.
gotta get this thing right. The guy's
Joe
gotta be
Thomas
great off
retired,
the
so
field.
that's
He's
gonna
gotta
be bad
great
for
in
the
locker room. He's gonna
starting
help you
quarterback
set the
because now
culture
he's gonna
for
get
the
hit
future.
a lot
And when I look at that, and I look at the
and
quarterback
get sacked a
position,
lot
which it has
because
to
Joe
be,
Thomas is really
from my
good.
perspective, the guy
Miles
with the
Garrett,
highest
he's really good
ceiling
too.
and the highest floor
I
is Sam
feel like
Darnold.
Bradley
And I
Chubb's gonna
also
be
know
like
he's
him.
the guy who will be in there grinding away
He
in
seems
the morning
like
and at night.
he's gonna be
From
good.
my perspective, they got to
That's
take
Sam
him
Darnold
one,
right there.
and if they don't trade
I
out
think.
of 4, which is a possibility, they're either going to
Probably
get
not.
Barkley or Chubb, both of whom
I think,
fit
yeah.
that
Sam
team like a
Darnold.
glove. They can't mess this up as long as they get number 1 right.
There's no question.
Let me
And for
see.
me, this is kind of like the icing on the cake. They've made a lot of good
Yeah, that
decisions
is
in the
Sam
last few
Darnold. I was right. I
off-season
was right.
acquisitions and last year's draft. I thought that was really good. I think they've got a really good defense that meshes well with their defensive coordinator. They're very attacking. So I
defense
agree
is
they
pretty
have to get a starting quarterback
Browns
out of
have a
this,
good
and then
defense.
another impact player of some kind.
But somehow
And this could be a huge
their
jump for the
defense can
franchise.
never
Everybody talks about all those
carry their
quarterbacks the
offense to
Browns
win.
have missed on. The guys they've picked that haven't worked out. Well, there's an equally long list of guys they've passed on. So for all that talk about let's take Saquon Barkley at 1 and wait around and see who falls to us at quarterback, no, you cannot do that. You've got to pick one
That's
that
right.
you love.
You gotta pick
go
the
right here at
quarterback
number 1.
so the Giants
first
can get
look of the
Saquon.
Bud Light best available players. It could be someone. It's everybody. It's everybody.
Saquon's
who's
not
draft
number
eligible.
1.
And
Yeah.
basically,
There
it's
we
their
go.
way of taking a look at the top.
And
of
I
the
would
draft
switch
board.
Bradley
Just
Chubb and Quentin Nelson
regardless of position, Mike, you've got
and Minka
Saquon
Fitzpatrick
Barkley
and
as the number 1
Roquan Swin.
available
Sam
prospect
Darnold
in the
should be
draft,
like
followed by guard
number.
Quentin Nelson, Bradley Chubb, Roquan
Sam
Smith.
Darnold
You
should
even
be
have
in
a
top
quarterback
5
in your
easily.
top 6, and not even Baker Mayfield in your top 10.
And Vita Vea, I don't think he's going to be. He's not going top 10 at all.
Very good. Very good.
Isaiah Crowell was a beast.
Sometimes the
But
direct
he's
answer
gone now.
No,
is the best.
When you're
Isaiah
trying to
Crowell
go top 100 and not by
They
position,
also,
we stack
Jason
these quarterbacks
McCourty.
1, 2, 3, 4,
That's going to
5.
be
It's like
bad.
people think you're
But
going
he went to
stack
the
them at the top end
Patriots.
of the draft.
Now
But the
the
best
Patriots have the
3
McCourty
players in
brothers.
this draft, from my
Dang,
perspective,
Browns
are
lost a
Chubb,
lot this
Nelson,
offseason.
and who's number 3? Mr. Barkley.
Okay, very good.
To me, look, people have tried to make a comparison, saying we're elevating.
Look
these
at that
quarterbacks.
defensive rate.
There's a difference. Elevating them's okay. That's not a bad thing. It's when you're trying to create a quarterback.
All
That
these
was the
Browns
Hawkers
fans
again
scared that
right here. These guys
he's gonna
can
screw
play.
it up
All 4 of
again.
these top guys. I'd throw 5 in there with Lamar Jackson.
That's fake
I think he'd be
enthusiasm.
starters in this league.
And there's no question about it, because what we know, and Dale and I being on those teams in those war rooms, you can't win without a quarterback. So if you have one and you
Okay,
need one,
4
or you need
minutes.
one, there's one.
4 minutes and
You gotta take it.
35
what the Browns are
seconds
doing
left
is
until the
elevating
Browns
drama
left for the
all
Browns to select.
conversation that we heard today is that Dorsey's known it for weeks. He's just kept it to himself and not told his wife. And told
Dude, why does it
Jackson
take so
only
long
in
to
the last 48
pick?
hours.
They have
We
the
got
first
4.5
overall pick,
minutes
so
left on the clock
why don't
here,
they
and
know who they
what
want
is
to
it,
pick?
Dorsey just wait to see if the phone
If
does
I was
ring
Browns right
for that
now, I would
proverbial
pick
offer he
like
cannot refuse.
first 20
The
seconds.
cynic in me thinks television may have something to do with this.
No, never mind. That makes sense because they could like listen to trade offers.
So you're in the office on
Yeah,
the phone with these guys.
okay, that makes sense. It's just more annoying for us because we have
Don't turn the pick until there's
wait.
30 seconds left. I wanted to talk about us. Hopefully they say some good things.
Is that right?
Honest truth, yeah. And then if it starts going negative, put the pick in. Get the pick in. you know, if we're going to take this Browns discussion to another level, let's assume they're taking a quarterback.
They're
whichever
definitely
one,
picking
okay?
soon.
Number 2 could be Barkley. Number 3 is another quarterback. So at 4, if they get Bradley Chubb, I've heard a lot of people say, why would they take him when they took Myles Garrett?
What happens if?
This is an exciting
What happens
pick
if the team doesn't pick?
Chubb. You pair him with Myles Garrett. You've got a guy named Emmanuel Ogbah, who's a really good pass rusher also. You've got Carl Nassib, who has the versatility of playing inside-outside, and you're building a sub-package front that's going to go hunt quarterbacks. Coach mentioned Greg Williams is really aggressive, and trust me, folks, if you're a Cleveland Brown fan, this defense is better than people think. They're ready to win now on defense.
All right, 3 minutes to go now until.
Okay, so you still get a pick. You just have to pick later on. I mean, I really wish that you just lose your pick and the next team gets it. Then Giants would have number 1 and number 2.
And I know he can keep a secret, okay? I don't know why he's using up the entire 10 minutes, but I also worked with Hugh Jackson. He was my offensive coordinator
2 minutes
at the
left.
University of California. And we ran the West Coast offense, and now he's tweaked that offense since then, but I know he wants
let me know
guy,
who the viewer is, because it's only me and somebody else.
He likes to move the pocket, change the launch point, Troy, because he doesn't want to go back in the pocket all day long. Movement, play action, keeps. Those kinds of
my prediction, actually, my prediction for the Browns record, 2018 is going to be 6-10. Big improvement, 6-10.
This is going to be the Wild West.
Sam Darnold is going to lead them to 6-10 record.
Take a quarterback at number 1.
Yeah.
And then go to number 4 and take another quarterback.
The pick is in. The pick is in. Okay, guys, it's time to wait. See. Okay, come on, guys, tell us.
New England, who has 2
the pick
picks.
is in.
Go ahead and call me. I got what you need. Let me
the Browns pick Saquon Barkley.
With a Hall of Famers ready to call.
If the Browns pick Saquon Barkley, I'll be so mad.
All of them come into this draft and haven't been coached up all that hard. You talk about Hugh Jackson in Cleveland. They also have Todd Haley, who's going to be in his first year as offensive coordinator. He's done a great job at every stop that he has been, most recently in Pittsburgh. I can assure you, whichever quarterback lands there, he's going to be coached up and he's going to be coached well.
Well, the pick is in, guys. As a matter of fact, the Giants are already on the clock and have been for a minute, so they already have the information. And phone lines are ringing, and Hugh Jackson is currently strolling around inside the Berea, Ohio round.
Just tell us the pick.
Come on. If it is Darnold, then the Giants might get Barkley and be open for business for another quarterback. If it is Mayfield, the roof will be torn off of this building, and all sorts of phone rings in New Jersey with the Giants will happen. But it's time to get the first pick of the 2018 draft.
I'm going to say it with him.
Commissioner to make the
I'm going to say it with him. Oh, no. What did I do? What did I do? No.
It is Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Okay, I kind of screwed that up.
The Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield.
Wow.
Okay.
It is Baker Mayfield.
David, both of our predictions are wrong. Both of our predictions are wrong.
Fix it?
Yep. Wow, Baker Mayfield. Wow.
Quarterback.
Wow. I wasn't thinking that. I was not thinking that.
The
Whoa.
Heisman Trophy winner out of Oklahoma
wait.
is the first overall
Dude, they're
pick
stupid.
in this draft.
They're actually dumb.
In Berea, Ohio. Some are cheering, some have hands in pockets. The last
hey, that guy's, she's like me, cripple gang.
To be drafted first overall, Michael Vick. It has been quite some time. Mike Mayock, I give you the floor as Sam Darnold is now there for the drafting by the Giants.
Oh my gosh. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold to the
Broncos. The Giants might give pause and go ahead and choose.
You're right, yeah. Blaze Legend 13, their life is over.
And foremost, your thoughts on Baker Mayfield being the first
Sam Darnold's happy. He just dodged a bullet.
From my perspective, he was the number 4 overall quarterback, right?
Man.
But I know John Dorsey. And from John Dorsey's
Darnold falls to 4?
John's got a little swag, and he likes swag. He likes
if Darnold falls
this kid's a good
wait,
if you're looking at the
Darnold might fall to 4.
You know,
and then the Browns can select him there, and then they can have 2 quarterbacks
in the chest.
and trade one.
He's highly accurate, playmaker, highly accurate on the
That's
move.
not gonna happen.
His character has cut
No
both
way.
ways in different buildings with GMs and
Okay,
head coaches
Giants
I've talked
are
with.
on the clock.
Now, when you look at him on the field, there's a lot to like.
Let's
Against
watch this
Texas,
tape.
they'll pump fake,
Nice
throws
pump
him
fake.
open into the
Let's go. That's a
secondary,
dot.
wide open. I like him best, though, when he's on the move. He'll fake play action plenty of time in the red zone.
Scramble.
Pulls it down,
Scramble.
goes left. Great throw.
He's gonna pass it
Throws
that
the
way.
wide receiver open to the back line of the
That's a
end
fresh
zone.
throw. That's
Again,
a fresh
highly
throw.
accurate. Pump fake, and trust me, he's an athlete. He might not run 4.5. He's an athletic, competitive kid. He's going to light up the locker room.
Baker
What I
Mayfield right
don't
here.
like is he misses a lot of underneath coverage, especially when the pocket
That's a pick.
collapses.
That's
He
a
never
pick.
saw the free safety. It was an
That was
easy
bad
pick.
read.
I saw
Okay.
a lot of that when the pocket
Oh,
constricted.
get trapped.
However, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, hey, Troy, you're going to strap it up in Cleveland, baby.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, I'm surprised, to be quite honest with you. His name started surfacing a couple days ago, and I thought it really was
Honestly,
a
I did not think of that at all. Man, that's pretty disappointing. That is really disappointing. Now the Giants are going to select.
Another upset to his
Oh
resume
my
as the
gosh,
#1
are you serious?
overall pick.
Now the Giants are going to get
Look at his tape,
Sam.
Mike, and he has a lot of good things working for him. First of all, what stands out is that he has a love for the game. He plays with a great deal of
Look at
passion
that.
and a lot of swagger. And the guy who was last picked in the first round at quarterback for Cleveland was none other than Johnny Manziel. This guy's been compared to him. Baker Mayfield has a much better arm than Johnny
that was a
Manziel
nice
ever
throw.
thought of having.
And Johnny
I know
Manziel,
this, the spotlight's not
he
gonna
has
be
gone
too
into
big
too
for
much
him.
trouble.
There certainly is going to be
He
a
might
lot
have
of
been good, but he just got
expectations.
into
This
too much
team has a
trouble.
lot of holes to fill. But I would not be surprised, even though they have said Tyrod Taylor
Come on,
is going
let's
to
go
be a starter
Giants.
in 2018.
Let's go Giants.
I wouldn't be surprised if Baker Mayfield's not your starter week 1.
You know, Troy, these Cleveland Browns, two things they haven't done much of lately: win football games and protect the football. You go out and get Tyrod
they
Taylor.
have a lot of
he was in the
turnovers.
playoffs last year. Very low
We
turnovers.
can just
You
like
go draft Baker
hide that,
Mayfield,
hide
he
that.
protects
Just
the
take
ball,
that off.
and
Take
he's
that
won
off.
a lot of football
Take
games.
those stats
When
off.
I watched him for a comparison.
Hide
I
that.
had to go
Okay.
back. I heard
Yeah,
Russell
this is
Wilson,
the
I
main
heard
reason
Brees.
OBJ
I saw
was out
Jeff
12
Garcia
games.
when I watched him. Talk about somebody that's a little bit frenetic.
Jeff
When you
Garcia.
watch him in the pocket, very
He's an
busy.
old guy.
But he
He's
throws
pretty good,
with
though.
excellent accuracy. He can anticipate.
The
He
pick
can
is
throw
in.
a touch.
Okay,
And when
the Giants
he extends
picked.
the pocket, he's not looking
Giants
to run.
picked.
He's looking to make plays and throw down the field, and that's something that Jeff Garcia had some success with.
Well, Baker Mayfield was the apple, supposedly, of the Jets' eye in the Big Apple. He is now off the
Come on.
board. The Jets are now more than a minute into being on the clock for their pick because the New York Giants have not traded this pick.
They didn't.
have made it.
Okay.
Could it be Sam
No
Darnold?
trade.
Could it be Saquon Barkley?
It's going to be Darnold
This
or
is
Barkley.
a linchpin pick
Darnold
of the
or Barkley.
2018 draft after a stunner of a beginning. Here's the commissioner with the pick of the Giants. And they're booing the Giants. They're booing the Giants. Yeah,
let's go with that.
With the second pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Saquon.
Let's go! Let's go! Woo, Saquon!
So one of the most dynamic running backs we have seen come out of college. He gets a hug from his coach at Penn State and James Franklin.
Yeah.
This young man does it all, and he will now be the dynamic running back that, let's be honest, the Giants have rarely ever had. And with Eli Manning under center and Odell Beckham out wide.
Man, okay,
Sterling
I'm really
Shepard
happy.
out wide,
Let's
Evan
go.
Ingram on the
Look at
line
that.
of tight end next to Nate Solder. The protector of free agency. This young man is about to go
Let's go Saquon.
to the New York Giants and play in New York City and the New York metropolitan area. Wow. Big night for Saquon.
Number one.
A couple of nights
Number
after
one.
he becomes a
Okay.
newborn dad. Mike?
That's
Best
a nice
football
jersey
player in
number.
this draft. 6 feet, 233 pounds. What I love about what he's going to do for New York, and Rich, you touched on a little bit, he's going to make the quarterback better day one. Eli
I'm
Manning
calling it
is a
Giants
better
go.
quarterback when you can take some pressure off him.
9-7.
You
9-7.
also shorten the game for your defense,
Super
so
Bowl.
you help your defense, and you
Look at that.
also
Explosive
help your
freak.
offensive line. He's powerful.
That's how good he is.
His lower body is unbelievable. Watch this run against Iowa. The Giants, USC. Double jump cut. Now the
UC.
cutback.
He's going to be better than
Breaking
Zeke.
ankles everywhere. At 233 pounds,
If he's like Zeke, then I'll be mad because Zeke is not that good.
We'll talk about a powerful
He's overrated.
man. Watch him
Look
run
at this.
through tackles.
Yeah.
And then that 4.4 speed to the edge. You want to play a man-to-man with a safety or running back? Forget about it. A little stick nod route makes it easy for his quarterback. He's got the ability to split wide like a Le'Veon Bell in the pass game. The only thing you could possibly say on the negative side is he tries to make too many big runs and sometimes too many lateral jump cuts, too many negative plays, but that's just frustration. At the end of the day, the New York Giants just got
we got Saquan Barkley.
And it's time to welcome Saquan Barkley to Primetime, delivered by Pizza Hut. Prime, take it away.
And you're sitting up here shaking your head like it's a moment. You just became a father Tuesday with your daughter Jada. And now you're the second overall pick going to the New York Giants.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's unbelievable to be able to experience two of the biggest moments of my life in the same week. I'm so thankful to be able to be a father and have a gorgeous baby, a daughter, Jada, back home, and to be here with the people I love, my mother and father, and cherish this moment.
You're graded one of the best, or if not the best, to come out of this year's draft. What should the Giants expect from you?
The Giants
Rookie of the
expect
year,
a guy who's passionate about the game, who
carrying
loves football and a true competitor. And, hopefully
2,000 yards, 20 touchdowns.
As early as possible and do the best
That's
I
what we
can.
should expect.
You believe in Eli?
Yes, sir. I believe in Eli.
You believe in Odell?
I believe in OBJ.
And I'm sure they believe in you. Congratulations for that.
Let's go home.
So Saquon Barkley, you got it. He's a Giant. Troy, your thoughts?
Well, what it tells you right off the bat is that Dave Gettleman did not believe that any of the quarterbacks left on the board were a franchise quarterback. And so now you look at Saquon Barkley and what
Sam
he brings.
Darnold is not a franchise
Has
quarterback.
not had a top 15 rushing attack.
How do you
but
feel about that?
7 years. So a 37-year-old quarterback, he certainly helps that offense. They brought in a couple of offensive line. They still need to get better up there.
Saquon,
They're going to truly take advantage of this young man's abilities. But I like that he's a 3-down back. We saw some of the things that he's able to do as a receiver. He's a good blocker. I agree with Mike Mayock, #1 player in the draft. Great pick.
And he goes to the Giants, 2nd overall. The Honda War Room cam presented by Honda, showing Dave Gettleman on the right there. There's Steve Tisch next to John Mara. The Giants draft party, they are just ecstatic. They cannot believe their good fortune. The young man wearing number 13.
OBJ, let's go. OBJ.
In a way, Odell Beckham.
Yeah, of course.
Just tweeted out
realistically, who else will they select? There's like nobody else who the Giants need. They just need a running back now they can win the Super Bowl, right?
Keep them upright. I mean, the Giants have made some interesting moves. Coach Shaw, your thoughts on this?
I think about what Terrell Davis did for John Elway late in his career. You've got a running game, you've got guys to throw the ball to, and Mike mentioned earlier, shorten the game and have a big impact guy.
The Jets, to the Dallas Cowboys. You just watch this. When this clock goes away, that means the Jets have selected.
He broke 27 tackles in 4 games. So some of those
they're taking a long time.
The Giants would be getting 3 and 4 yards on. Someone's going to go for 60. This guy's special, and automatically for me, this team's competitive.
Meanwhile, the Jets have 3.5 minutes left on the clock for them, and when they moved up from 6 to 3, Mike McCaffrey making that move after not acquiring Kirk Cousins in free agency, making that trade with the
Saquon though. So
Colts, as you can see, he's not pictured. But
predict the Browns and the Giants records in the chat.
The top of the screen there, and the Honda War Room cam showing what's going on
with
the Jets. Pick should be in shortly.
I don't know. I feel like the Browns go like 4-12 and Giants go 9-7. My new predictions.
Darnold, Rosen, and Allen.
Okay, they picked. The timer's gone. They picked.
We're just celebrating in that war room, Mike.
Yeah, and they moved from 6 to 3, and they have to understand the possibility that they could be picking the 3rd quarterback.
Pick is in.
What happens instead is they have the opportunity to pick perhaps the #1 quarterback on most people's boards, Sam Darnold, and that's who I expect the pick to be.
It was an aggressive move to make really a blind trade. You never see that, to go up to number 3, not knowing who you're going to get at that point in time. It looks like it could work out absolutely perfect for him. One thing about this division, though, the AFC East, Tom Brady's not going to play forever. And a lot of these teams are in the quarterback market. This draft, which team gets it right tonight could go a long way and decide the next decade in that division.
Yeah, and the Bills with 2 first-round selections have been heavily rumored to be coming up maybe at 5 with Denver, maybe Chris Ballard wants to keep moving back at 6. They make a trade to go there at 6 if Allen or Rosen is the apple of their eye. There's also Lamar Jackson sitting out there, Mason Rudolph, the quarterback sitting out there, but Darnold might be the name we hear next, Mike.
Look, at the end of the day, they gave up a whole lot, but it doesn't
Josh
matter
Allen.
if the
That's
kid
my
can
pick for the
play
Jets.
who they're about to
Josh
announce,
Allen.
and I really believe it's Sam Darnold.
Okay,
And then
here comes the commissioner
4th
with
overall
the
pick
Jets
is going to
pick.
be
The last time,
Browns. We're going to get Bradley Chubb.
Back in the top 5.
And then the Broncos are going to get Josh Rosen.
Sanchez. Could it be
Yeah, and
deja
then
vu
we'll
all
see.
over again?
Darnold might slip to the
In the
Cardinals.
2018 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Sam Darnold.
Okay, never mind.
Quarterback, USC.
Okay, so David.
So there he is, 20 years
Still
old.
went to the New York team, but
In other words,
not
almost
the
half
Giants.
the age of Josh McCown.
He doesn't look happy. He does not look happy.
And adding his name with Teddy Bridgewater to the Jets draft quarterback room. The 3rd overall pick in the draft is Sam Darnold out of USC.
And I've got to be honest with you.
Officially a Jets fan?
Have hit
Nah, you gotta be that Giants fan though,
But
David.
the beauty of the situation right now with the Jets is because they re-signed Josh McCown. They can play him when he's ready to play. It's a little bit like Carson Wentz a couple of years ago with the Eagles. They had Sam Bradford. If it took him a year, it was okay. If it took him 8 games, it was okay. If the kid's ready week 1, it's okay. But it's going to be on his schedule. Now he's 6'3.5", 221 pounds. He's the
Browns,
consummate
though.
playmaker.
I mean,
He
the
keeps
Jets.
his eyes up to
Sam
extended
Darnold?
plays. The only downside,
I never expected
ball
that.
security is an issue. Not just
He's gonna throw picks a
interceptions,
lot.
but in the pocket
And
with
fumble.
fumbles. Now let's take a peek at him at USC.
Okay, let's see these
I love
highlights.
when he extends the play. He's looking left. He feels it back
left.
right, though. Steps up in the pocket. Look at the eyes. Stay
Run,
up. Now
run,
throw
run.
open on the back line of the end
Run.
zone. That is a beautiful
Okay,
throw.
that's
into a
pretty
tight
good too,
window.
but
Play action
gotta
on the
get
run.
that scramble.
Highly
Okay, pass it to
accurate on
him.
the run.
No.
Great throw.
Pass.
Touchdown.
Okay. Show
And
some
again,
picks.
Is he an athlete? Scored 20
Run.
plus
Okay.
points a game in high school basketball. 3-sport star.
Let's
he
go.
can beat you with his legs. The
Okay,
downside,
I see David.
ball security
He's
in the
pretty
pocket,
good.
way
He's
too
pretty good.
loose. Now, when that ball gets kicked out in the pocket like
Look at
this,
that.
he's got to clean it up. And the way I look at this, Troy Aikman, you and I are on the same
That guy's a
page. We
beast.
think that this kid's the best quarterback in the draft. And I ask you as a former quarterback, I think you can clean up some of those issues mechanically in the pocket with the football. Do you agree?
I do agree. Let me say this, Mike. That what's interesting about the New York Jets, they gave up a lot, as we know, to move
Oh, I
up
feel like
three
Browns are gonna
spots into
trade
that
down.
number 3 position, and it very easily could have turned out that they got the 3rd best quarterback. I think, and we'll never know for certain, but most teams had Sam Darnold picked as their number 1 guy, and I'm not so sure that the Jets didn't get the guy that they would have taken had they have been the number 1
Browns
pick.
trade down.
As far as Sam
Then
Darnold, he does. He checks
Could
all
be
the
the
boxes.
Cardinals.
He's big. He's
Either
able
the
to make
Cardinals,
plays outside the pocket. You look at
the
his
Chargers,
tape and the things that he's able to do. There's some of the
the
creativity that he has.
Patriots.
In fact, I think some of his best throws
Yeah, Cardinals,
came
Chargers,
when he was
Patriots.
on the move.
I
Seeing
agree,
him
Troy.
working the pocket right there and then finding the receiver down the field. He spent a lot of time this offseason working on his throwing motion. Jordan Palmer, his quarterback coach this offseason, tightened things up. His pro day was outstanding. He threw in the rain. He'll have some of those conditions when he's with the New York Jets. You talk about the turnovers. Those
That's a
were
pick.
problematic.
That's
He
a
had
pick.
22 turnovers just this past season in 13 games alone. I believe that
22.
those are things that can be coached out of a young player.
Like
And I
13
expect that to
interceptions.
happen with
He had
Jeremy
9
Good's
fumbles.
offensive coordinator.
And Troy, 2 quarterbacks early in their NFL career that had issues
Okay.
with fumbles. Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson. You live with some of that because you've got the playmaking to go
Okay,
with
so
it.
Andrew
And
Luck
he's
and
gotta
Russell
continue to
Wilson.
improve in that
He's gonna
area.
be like
Sam
that.
Darnold, Will, and Rich. This guy's wired the right
Or
way.
he's
to
gonna
hit
be like
New
Johnny
York.
Manziel.
I was in the stadium at that Rose Bowl against Penn State. He throws that touchdown to tie the game, and he was like this. The criticism's not going to bother him in New York.
Darnold is the 5th USC quarterback in the common draft era to be selected in the first round. In 1991, the Raiders took Tom
Never heard of
Marinovich,
him.
24th overall. The Bengals took Carson Palmer first in 2003.
Carson Palmer.
Then another USC Heisman Trophy winner, Matt Lyon, 10th
Oh.
overall in 2009.
Okay, I played flag football in this league
The
with
other
Matt
time
Lyon.
the Jets chose a
He's my
quarterback in the
friend's
top
dad.
5 of the common draft era. Mark Sanchez, 5th in 2009. Sam Darnold
Good.
is the highest drafted quarterback by the
It's
New
gonna
York
be good.
Jets since Joe Namath went first overall in the 1965 AFL draft. Welcome to Primetime, delivered by Pizza Hut Prime. You're with Sam Darnold.
Sam, first pick of the New York Jets. Is that pressure right off the top, knowing that you're going to New York?
No, wherever I'm going to go, there's going to be pressure. I'm just going to go do my job, whatever the coach is asking me. I mean, I'm just so happy to be in the NFL, but now it's time to go to work.
When Baker Mayfield went first, did they kind of throw everybody off back there a bit and say, oh, what just happened?
I mean, it is what it is. You know, there's, you never know what's going to happen.
He's happy.
In the NFL draft,
He doesn't want to go to the Browns.
I was on my toes ready to get that call, and once I didn't, it was on New York. And then now it's the Jets, and couldn't be happier.
What should the Jets expect from you?
A lot of wins. You know, I think that's what I can bring to a franchise, and but at the same time, I know that's the process.
Playoffs.
But I'm ready to go to work, like I said.
Jets brings playoffs.
Well, Prime appreciated with the drafting. The Jets cornered the market on bridge quarterbacks during free agency, including a quarterback
and then
with
this
the
kid
word bridge in his name.
Starter, backup, third string. That's what it's going to be. No, starter, backup, and then third string.
3 teams based on just the Jets quarterback room if they want to play some hoops. But instead, they're going to focus on some football. Ian Rappaport, what are the Jets going to do?
Chris, there's always a fallout when a team takes one position. What's going to happen to some of the other players at that position? I'm told Teddy Bridgewater's status on the roster is in doubt only because of health. His physical was pretty close. They want to see what happens when he gets on the field, how healthy he is before they decide if he's someone who will be on the team going forward. Another thing to watch, a possible trade for, I'm told, Rich. The Bills do not, at this point, want to give up 2 first-round picks. Sounds like the Browns are sticking.
Yeah, and the Browns
Oh, they just picked.
The Broncos are now on the clock. Leonard Williams, as he's fighting on with his new teammate, Leonard Williams from USC, one of the top draft picks by the Jets a few years ago, just had a 5th-year option picked up. He is all fired up. Coach, you have competed against Dan Darnold, try to go point for point with him and try and keep him off the board.
The Jets already said because he got hurt, so they say he's not going to be as good.
He goes more accurately for the pocket.
He's not going to be starting.
We had this guy tied down multiple times in 2 games this year.
Darnold's going to be the backup, so he has to be first string.
One of the 100 toss pass right over guys. Coach, he outstretched arms.
Did he remind you in the interview
Better
with
than
Deion, the quarterback?
McCown's old. He's a veteran, so he can help Darnold out and train him.
I don't think everybody really understands Jeremy Bates. He's out of the NFL for a while. Jeremy Bates is going to do an outstanding job with this young man. He's going to work on his pocket presence and ball carriage, and he's going to give this guy great progressions. He's going to work through the progressions. I'm really excited about this pick.
All right, so the Jets get Sam Darnold. Now the Browns, who shocked everybody with the pick of Baker Mayfield atop this draft, their second choice. This is the one they acquired from the Texans, where the Texans moved up to get their franchise quarterback, Deshaun Watson, last year.
With the 4th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select
Bradley Chubb.
Denzel Ward.
Whoa. He's not even the best corner.
So another surprise from the Browns.
What the?
And all the Ohio State fans.
That should be Minka Fitzpatrick then. Bradley Chubb then. Is he gonna go Broncos?
It's always what you hear early in the process, Mike. Quarterback and corner were the priorities when John Dorsey got there. We traveled a winding road, but that's exactly where we ended up.
And think about it. This was a need. This was a big need. More than defensive end was a need for them. Even though I still believe the best football player is Chubb, they fit a need with a big-time athlete.
And Bradley Chubb is a huge Von Miller fan. He could be a teammate of his when we come back. So the Browns have gone Mayfield Ward, if you have that. You struck the lot.
Okay, it's working. Well, thank you guys for the 17 for watching. And please leave a like down below. Please leave a like down below and subscribe.
When you carry out,
I post
some things are out of your
Fortnite,
control, but with Domino's
Madden,
new carryout
and
insurance,
NFL
we'll replace
stuff.
your pizza if it gets
So
ruined
please
after you leave the
subscribe,
store.
like the
Carry out
video,
large 3-topping pizzas for
and turn
$7.99
post
every day.
notifications on.
They say in New York, 2 skyscraping beasts then all scream in the air like an F-18. In LA, one opens the heavens.
It's too off my whole draft.
The other is
This is weird.
Saturday on FS1.
Man.
An all-new Empire Wednesday at 8 on Fox. It's the year's most acclaimed drama, one of this decade's best. The final season of The Americans is here. The thrilling 5-star event.
Okay, so I did a mock draft. I had Sam Darnold going number 1, Saquon going number 2. I had Josh Allen going number 3.
The Americans, the final season, Wednesdays at 10.
Bradley Chubb going 4.
On June 7th, the singing competition that took America by storm.
Baker Mayfield number 5. And Quentin Nelson at number 6. So far, the only one that came true is Saquon.
4 rising stars who will keep their seat. The 4 Battle for Stardom returns June 7th.
Okay, so guys, on an unrelated note, do you think that when is Tilted Towers gonna be destroyed?
Sorry.
Fast and Furious 7. FX7. Skip and Shannon undisputed.
Trouble. Kevin Durant continues to prove he's the best player on the planet.
He's not the best. He's okay. Kevin Durant is a snake. LeBron's the best. LeBron's the best.
All right, so the first 4 picks have not disappointed in the NFL Network coverage. Also on Fox, we're thrilled to be partners with Fox here at the NFL Draft. And this summer, the World Cup is coming to Fox at FS1. Every match launch.
Broncos have to be like my second favorite team. No, Rams are second. Broncos are like third. Just because Peyton was there. And he's his brother.
It's amazing how these things happen. If you had told Browns fans when Baker Mayfield planted the flag in Columbus that 1 and 4 in the upcoming draft would be Mayfield and one of Ohio State's finest in Denver.
So leave a comment down below if your prediction mock draft was right.
You can't make it up.
And you also leave a comment about who you think the Broncos are going to draft.
To save his draft stock. And Sam Darnold turning the ball over in that game created a lot of questions. So it's interesting how that dynamic in that game and here changed both their fortunes.
And again, John Dorsey is
Bradley
a guy
Chubb,
that believes in 27 years. He's a very talented
It's not quarterback. It's going to be.
Nobody questions
I have no
him.
idea.
He doesn't really care.
Actually, I have no idea who the Browns are.
He's immune to conversation. They're going to make a pick and go forward. It's Baker Mayfield, and they got the best corner in the draft, and they took care of an issue right there. They got a starter day 1 at corner. And now we kind of turn the table to Denver. And David, you and I looked at each other like this is a couple of years ago a Super Bowl. How'd they win the Super Bowl, Coach?
Rushing the passer. And you can see Bradley Chubb joining the Denver Broncos and having a chance to get him right back there again.
And they got Nelson or Chubb, 2 of the best 3 position players in the draft, staring them right in the face.
And a very special announcement about to be made by a special young man, Austin Denton, a St. Jude patient, coming out with the commissioner. He's a big-time Broncos fan.
Shout out to that guy.
He wants my job, but he can't have it until I'm done with it. This kid's a really neat dude.
The NFL's continued support of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital helps ensure that all kids have a chance to play 60. This year, the NFL, NFL Network, and Rich Eisen help raise $180,000 so that no family ever receives a bill from St. Jude. With me tonight to announce Denver's pick is Austin, who is a St. Jude patient
Austin is 17 and an aspiring broadcaster from New Mexico and a big Broncos fan.
Austin Denton, I hope you become a broadcaster.
Austin has benefited from the care teams at St. Jude and is an inspiration to all of us. Okay, Austin, let's show them how it's done.
With the 5th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bradley Chubb, defensive end, NC State.
Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, this young man from
Okay.
NC State, when you heard how much
Chubb and Von Miller. It's gonna be scary.
he was the
That's the best defensive line combo in the league.
It is a true moment for Bradley Chubb coming true. He is a Denver Bronco.
Wow.
And think about their edge rush ability here with Chubb, Von Miller, former first-round pick Shane Ray going into it. They've got to make a decision on him on his 5th-year option by May 3rd. But the three of them getting after quarterbacks in a sub package, wow.
Wait, actually, I don't know. Yeah, never mind. When I said earlier how Saquon Barkley's number was going to be number 1 in the Giants, I think that's the number they just give to everybody. And then they change it afterward.
I believe that this team's closer to the Super Bowl team of 3 years ago. Now that they signed Case Keenum to be their quarterback, they've stabilized that situation. I think Case Keenum is good or better than Peyton Manning was at the end of his career.
Are you serious? Case Keenum is not better than, what's it called? Case Keenum is not better than Peyton Manning.
Bradley Chubb, the draft party in Denver, Colorado there. They're clapping the thunder sticks together as this guy knows how to hunt. And the top edge rusher is now on the same line as Von Miller.
Thank you guys for the subscribers and whoa, we have 69 views. Thank you guys for all the views.
As Joey Bosa did as a rookie.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
How's Bradley doing down there, Dion?
Hey, he's doing really well. He's excited because he knows he gets to play the opposite of Von Miller.
Yes, sir. I mean, you heard him the other day. He said he felt like I was prepared. I mean, a combination of him and Khalil Mack. So being able to learn from the best, I feel like it's going to be one of the best things ever.
What got you here? What's that one intangible that got you here?
On the field, I feel like it's just my motor, the way I play the game, how fast I play. And off the field is my family, man. They back me up this whole time. Shout out to all my folks in Rockmore watching this. I love y'all. My parents in the back. I just love everybody.
And let's get his swag too, man. He's stepping in the name of love. Back to you guys, Rich.
All right, Brian. So the Colts did not wait very long. The top offensive lineman in this year's draft. You've got Quentin Nelson, your 3rd best prospect available in the draft. You've got Andrew Luck needing to be protected. They don't take Quentin Nelson right now.
But here's the conversation right now in their room. It's everything you just said about Quentin Nelson, which I believe in, versus whether or not Roquan Smith, who a lot of people believe is a generational player, an inside linebacker. Okay, I think that's the conversation in that room. I believe the offensive lineman trumps all to protect Andrew Luck.
I love Roquan Smith, but they've been trying to fix this offensive line for forever. A coach might run off the stage. You know,
hey,
from the franchise perspective, Andrew Luck is the franchise. He's going to be back. He's going to be
How do I change the
and to put that guard in front of him that can
stream
keep
title?
His ability to push up in the pocket and make those big time throws would be outstanding.
Well, either way, the fact that they're going to get somebody that you think is generational in Roquan Smith or the best protector of a quarterback that's available in this year's draft at 6 and all have the Jets' treasure trove of number 2s to drop down. This is a win for Chris Ballard and the Colts, whoever the name is right now. We'll get it from the commissioner. Pick number 6. No trades just yet.
Okay, did it change?
So far in 2018. Here's the Colts pick.
Guys, let me know in the chat if it changed. Okay, it changed. Oh yeah, shout out to Redstone Dude for editing my videos. He's my brother.
The Indianapolis Colts select Quentin Nelson.
Okay, I knew it. I got that one right. He's a beast. Look at that.
Quentin Nelson, offensive guard.
He's a beast.
2017 Outland Trophy finalist.
Quentin Nelson dominating the line of scrimmage. Look at those vines, to use your phrase right there on him. The draft party, they're all celebrating. Yay! Andrew Luck's going to be vertical. When we come back, the Bucks on the clock with the Bears, Niners, and the Raiders right behind them. Are live on NFL Network at Fox.
Okay, thank you, Aaron, for timing out someone. Can you just check me what they did afterwards? But I trust you, okay?
Maybe I haven't gone for you.
You made that?
We came here for the friends. And we got to know the friends of our friends. Then our old friends from middle school, our mom, our ex, and our boss. Joined forces to wish us happy birthday. And we discovered our uncle
I have them.
And realized he was young once
Minka
too.
Fitzpatrick.
And we found others
That's what I
just
think
like
it's
us.
gonna be.
And just like that, we felt a little less alone. But then something happened. We had to deal with spam, clickbait, fake news, and data misuse.
Don't clickbait. Do
That's
not
going to
clickbait.
change.
Clickbait is bad.
From now on, Facebook will do more to keep you safe and protect your privacy, so we can all get back to what made Facebook good in the first place. Friends. Because when this place does what it was built for, then we all get a little closer.
Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque.
So,
the F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things.
How many wins do you think the Browns are going to get this year, guys?
And things just got bigger. F-150 is now Motor Trend's 2018
Yeah, I'm going with my.
truck of the year. This is the new 2018.
I'm going to stick to my
It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
5 and 4 and 12.
I am the creamy
If they picked Minka Fitzpatrick or Bradley Chubb, probably would have raised that.
The classic chocolate chip
But,
cookie dough blizzard,
I mean,
also only a DQ.
Denzel Ward, prove me wrong.
Decisions.
I'm rooting for you, but I just don't think that you were the best player
Fan food.
so far. You were the best player available.
We're saved. Yes.
So far, no trades. That's been surprising.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
Shout out to the Eagles, Super Bowl champs. But I'm going to get mine there, because I got 3 weeks on off season. What's that? There ain't no off season. Football is stopped. We've been out here the whole time.
Come on, throw some OBJ in there.
For real, good luck stopping me next year.
And me. And me. Thanks, I'll take that.
No, right. Y'all boys ready to play some football?
Where's OBJ?
Okay, so moments ago, Sam Darnold drafted by the Jets 3rd overall after the Browns went Mayfield 1, leaving Josh Allen.
Josh
Rosen.
Whoa.
In the green room.
Joshes are still
and you can follow every pick,
both
every
Joshes
trade,
are still available. That's surprising.
The draft tracker presented by Lexus on NFL.com. The wait will soon be over for one of the Joshes, it appears, because Ian Rappaport, inside that beautiful Jones Mahal with the sun setting on the Metroplex, the Buffalo Bills have traded up.
Bills, okay.
That's right, Rich. The Bills did not want to give up both first-round picks, and they have stuck to that. I'm told they're giving up 2 second-round picks.
2 seconds.
Number 12 for the right to come up to
I would do that.
7.
That's a good trade. That's a good trade for the
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
That is the choice right now for the Buffalo Bills. They believe, get their quarterback of the future.
Yeah, it's pick 53.
Okay,
and pick
Josh
56
Allen.
If it is those 2
Josh
second-round
Allen. That's who
picks
it's
for
going to be.
tomorrow night. The Bills fans in Western New York are excited. It does appear that it could be Josh Allen. Or it could be Josh Rosen. You never know. Let's send things to our outside set to chew on that, gentlemen.
All right, guys, they're trading up to get a quarterback. We know that. And let's look at their quarterback situation. A.J. McCarron, we have a 2-year, $10 million contract. That's not forever, all right?
It's not like Case Keenum with $25 million guaranteed. So who's the best player right now that could take it and learn as quick as possible to take over the starting job? To me, it's Josh Rosen, because he's a smart guy that comes from a heck of a system. He seems a little bit more ready to do this right away, Troy.
Well, what I would say, first of all, kudos to Brandon Beane. He knew last year that the quarterbacks were going to be heavy in this draft. He traded down last year in order to give himself an opportunity. He had to move up. That fan base wanted a quarterback out of this draft. As far as who are they going to take, I like Josh Rosen. He was number 2 on my board coming into this draft, but I believe they're going to take Josh Allen. I think he fits that Buffalo market better. I think with the big, strong arm, he's going to be playing in tough conditions. I just have a feeling that he's a better fit in that community there in Buffalo than Josh Rosen.
I mean, both of those guys are a perfect fit, but I think Josh Rosen, because I just think his accuracy and his ball placement is what they need in Buffalo, and he's the guy.
He sure is the guy, and I think that you're playing in cold weather. You got to have big, strong hands, because you got to cut through the wind, the rain, sometimes the snow, and bigger hands usually.
Okay, there we go.
Josh Allen is the better athlete of the bunch. It's going to be interesting. Rich, take it back.
All right, so the pick is in. The Bears are on the clock with the Bay Area teams behind them. Here's the commissioner with the first announced pick acquired by trade in 2018.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have traded the 7th pick to the Buffalo Bills. With the 7th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Josh Allen.
I was right. What did I say? What did I say?
So the kid from Fresno who played his college ball in Wyoming
I called that. I called Josh Allen. I called that.
For all Bills fans, that he is the second coming somehow, some way of Jim Kelly to bring a Super Bowl trophy to the Lombardi Star fans there in Western New York. Mike, your thoughts?
Couple of things. Number one, I give them a lot of credit for being patient, not going all the way up to 2, giving away all their draft capital. They let the game come to them at number 7, and they got their guy. Number 2, think about the culture in that locker room. That's an important thing for Sean McDonough and Brandon Beane. They got rid of a lot of players. This is their kind of player. He's got crazy
guys, I give credit.
Play action, under center.
Where I'm giving this from in the description.
Look at this arrow. Bang.
So
this next throw is one of my favorite of all time.
Yeah.
Climb the pocket.
It's credit to Fox Sports Go.
Now rolling left, throw it 40 yards into a tiny window in the corner of the end zone. And then what kind of athlete at 6'5", 237 pounds?
They need to make an account.
Quarterback power, quarterback keep. They ran it all day long. The issue with him, sometimes he throws the ball late. Anticipation, timing, and accuracy. Josh Jackson picked them off cleanly. I think he's a project. Like a lot of big-arm quarterbacks, I think he's going to take some learning to know when to throw the football.
Guys, it would really help me out if you guys were to subscribe
he's got to work with the accuracy, guys.
To my channel.
No question, Mike.
I just started this channel a couple days ago, and I'm going to be posting NFL reviews like this, Fortnite content, and also some Madden too.
Of what you saw with Cam Newton as a thrower. When you watch Cam Newton throw the ball, everything is on a line and it's flat. With Josh Allen, it's the exact same way. When he has to layer the ball over a linebacker, under a safety, he struggles with some of that. You see it here, his movement skills that he has. That's him as an athlete. You love that. But, Coach, he's still got a ways to go before he is a consistent passer.
And you can see there's the video of Carson Wentz on the screen. He had virtually the same exact measurables, height, weight, speed, 40-yard dash at the combine as Carson Wentz.
Let me touch on one thing.
Josh Allen's going to be pretty good, but he's not going to be as good as Carson was.
Newton in Carolina. Remember, who was the coach, the defensive coordinator there? It was Sean McDermott. Where did the GM come from? Carolina. They're used to a power pitcher with some accuracy issues. Troy, what do you think?
Well, Rich Eisen, you talk about measurables, and that's really what the draft is about. It's about measurables, and nobody has them better than Josh Allen at 6'5" and 230 pounds, and he's got a rocket for an arm. I was at his pro day. I saw him throw it 80 yards, so that excites everybody. He's able to make a lot of throws. When I watched him, he was great on his initial reads, and when he could drive the ball, he was really good. Struggled a little bit when he had to lay it, and when he had to get to his second and third receivers, it was a little bit problematic. The thing that stuck out, like you said, Mike,
is that on easy, now he didn't have a good offensive line and he didn't have really good receivers, but even on easy throws, he missed a lot of those, and you just simply can't miss them. Whereas I think if Sam Darnold can correct the problems that he's had protecting the football, I think as a quarterback, when you're inaccurate, my experience as a player and studying these guys for the last 17 years, you usually do not overcome that. That's going to be a challenge for him, but he's got big upside, as we all know.
And the way that a draft board has worked, again, the Bills used the first-round pick that they had from their own quiver to move up to 12 with the Bengals and then up to 7, and using one of the second-round picks they got in the Sammy Watkins trade with the Rams last year and another one of their own to go get the quarterback they hope is of the future. And it's time to welcome Josh Allen to Primetime, presented by Pizza Hut. With you, Prime. Take it away.
Hey, the Buffalo Bills fans are going.
He seems pretty happy
behind you. You're hamming it up. You're showing them the lining of your jacket. You're showing them everything, and then you know they're waiting on Jim Kelly to come back, right?
Absolutely. You know, the Buffalo Bills, great organization. They got the best fan base in the world. I'm blessed to be a part of it.
Have you ever doubted that this day would possibly come?
No, never doubted. This is the only thing I've ever wanted to do. To be standing here, have them chant my name. It's an unbelievable experience.
Well, a day like this does not come without adversity, and you handled some adversity early on. How did you fight through it?
You know, I trusted myself. I trusted my family, the supporting cast around me. You know, people that know me. They know who I am. You know, I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to be in this position today, sitting here talking to you. On top of the world right now.
Well, you're clean. You're looking good, by the way.
I've got the Dion stamp of approval.
You got it, man.
I love it.
All right. Hey, back to you guys.
Well, the Bills said that they
the Jets took Sam Darnold
from next year, and they didn't even give up a first rounder that they have in their back pocket for the
Josh Rosen.
That's a surprise. They still have that one later on.
He's slipping.
I talked to a couple GMs in that same area that said they'd rather get the 2 second-round picks because of the type of draft it is this year than the 1 first-round pick.
And the Bucs are going to be on the clock after the Niners, Raiders, and Dolphins. First up, though, the Bears pick, the first one of Matt Nagy's administration in Chicago. What are they going to do right here?
Well, I think the only offensive player that could be under consideration is Mike McGlinchey, the tackle from Notre Dame, but my gut tells me defense. There's some difference makers out there, 2 safeties, and the guy I think they're going to take, Roquan Smith.
Josh Rosen wouldn't pick
in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Roquan Smith.
He called it, whoever that was. They called it.
Well, Coach Shaw, you showed me a tweet moments ago that Vic Fangio had a hole-in-one today, right? Playing golf?
Absolutely. This has been one heck of a day for defense coordinator Vic Fangio.
It's a double ace day. He's got pocket rockets here.
He was with us at Stanford and gets a hole-in-one today early in the morning. And today, he's got the best.
He's been pretty good. I see him as a 8-8 surprise team this year.
Coach, I would tell you that the MVP of Chicago's defense last year was actually Vic Fangio. They were number 9 in the league in points allowed, with not a lot of talent. They need this kind of talent infusion. He's today's NFL off-the-ball linebacker. He's 6'1", 235, runs 4.5, sideline to sideline. He could be a 4-down player in the NFL.
And, of course, Bears fans know that if you want to play winning football in Chicago, you got to have somebody right in the middle of that defense. They've always had it in their halcyon days and their winning days, and now Roquan Smith coming there to midway.
How about this? I've heard comparisons on the.
This may look like a car.
No.
But it's not a car. Because we don't make just cars.
It's a car.
We make technology that moves people. This is the all-new Nissan Leaf, featuring Nissan Intelligent Mobility with tech like Pro Pilot Assist that is reinventing driving and changing the way we can.
49ers.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
I am the creamy new peanut butter cookie dough blizzard only at DQ. And I am the classic chocolate chip cookie dough blizzard also only at DQ. Will you pick me or me? Decisions. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
It's time for our Sunday.
It's LAFC versus Seattle Sounders FC at 9 Eastern on FS1. Yankees, Angels on
Really?
FS1.
You're mad they didn't take Rosen? Why is that? I feel
June 13th.
Oh,
I feel like Josh Allen's a better player.
The clock starts ticking.
Ladies and gentlemen, forks down. The restaurant is closed. I've only got 24 hours to turn this business around.
These restaurants are on the brink.
Don't say I gave up! Your kitchen's a war zone.
I'm about to lose it all.
Can Gordon save them?
Look at that. Do you want my help?
Yes, I do.
We're going to put this thing back.
Okay, I see your point.
24 hours to hell and back.
But I mean,
Premieres
Josh
June
Allen
13th
looks
on
like he
Fox.
could be.
Sim scientists agree.
Josh Allen seems like he could be
is caused by every
franchise
Simpsons ever
quarterback.
on FXX.
We knew perfectly well it was addictive. We thought we were God.
Every Sunday,
Nah,
Monday,
AJ McCarron's
Tuesday,
definitely not the
Thursday, and
starter.
Friday.
I would pay to see it again and
He's gonna be backup.
again and again, but not 6
Cowboys.
times.
Got some Cowboys
5
fans in
days a
here.
week, not Wednesday, not Saturday.
Week.
One second, guys.
Every Simpsons ever on FXX and always on FX Now.
Break out.
All new Wednesday. Me and Louise know we're friends, but why not start the show off with a bang? If friends are pitted against one another.
Jose, I'm sorry, but this is my dream. You're in the way.
Distractions run rampant.
Go shoot you in your face, right here. I'm a gangster for real.
Can Jose stay focused?
So come hard. I ain't stopping.
Or will Louise take advantage?
Coming to dominate. Bell to bell.
The Ultimate Fighter undefeated. All new Wednesday at 10 on FS1.
All systems are go for an all-new Bob's, Brooklyn, Family Guy, and Last Man.
No way.
Plus an event 30 years in the making. Be there when The Simpsons becomes
I just gotta
TV's
show my
longest
support
running
for the-
primetime series.
For the
See
Giants
it
right
all
here.
first, Sunday on Fox.
Cruz.
Check
49ers.
them out.
Pick is in.
As we are running video-wise through the top few picks of the draft. Bradley Chubb. Yeah, Astro Chubb showing off the lining of his jacket. Josh Rosen.
How is okay?
Waiting and waiting and waiting.
He's not getting picked this pick or next pick unless there's a
Waiting
trade.
to be picked along with Lamar Jackson in that green room right now. Next up, it's the 49ers about to have their pick. The Oakland Raiders are already 2 minutes on the clock. And then there's the Dolphins who are sitting out there, or it might be a home for Rosen. At any rate, let's get the Niners pick.
Well, probably.
With the 9th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft,
If Josen
the
falls to
San
the
Francisco
Patriots,
49ers select
you called it, man.
Mike McGlinchey, offensive tackle, Notre Dame.
All right, so some muscle, some protection for Jimmy G. Protect that monster
Okay, I
investment
was
that they made in
not
their new
expecting
quarterback.
that.
Mike?
Yeah, 6'8", 309 pounds. He is a flat-back pile driver in the run game. He's got the work ethic and passion of his cousin, Matt Ryan. He'll set a tone both in the offensive line room and a culture in the locker room. Left tackle's got nasty to him, heavy hands. I've known this kid since he was 15 years old, and when he gets his hands locked on you and can anchor down, it's all over. Again, punch, anchor down, drop your hips, that's easy. Occasionally, he will break down in the pass game. Against Georgia, he gets that left arm pinned by Davin Bellamy. Big play at the end of the game, but trust me, he learns from his mistakes. He is the cleanest tackle in this draft. And how about Notre Dame? Mike McGlinchey, Big Q, 2 offensive linemen in the first 9 picks. That is a testament to their offensive line coach, Harry Hiestand, who's now with the Chicago Bears. So let's send things out to Troy Aikman. What do you think's going on with Josh Rosen, Troy?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I thought that he would have been off the board by now, but I think right now, looking at this San Francisco pick, I really like it. I think when you look at the fact they were able to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo last year.
Lamar Jackson's going to be pretty good. He's going to be Vic 2.0, except he's going to not abuse dogs.
A team that gave up too many sacks, now they're going to try to protect this franchise quarterback. I think it's a good pick. You look at this right now with Josh Rosen, however. I know Miami Dolphins are coming up, and there has been talk about them potentially being in the market for a quarterback. I do know this. It may happen, but Adam Gase loves Ryan Tannehill. And so I would not be surprised if he slides beyond the Miami Dolphins.
All right. Thank you for that insight, Troy. Let's go to Ian Rappaport for the latest on all that. Ian?
Rich, the Oakland Raiders have had a very active draft room. They're getting calls from two teams. First of all, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers potentially coming up for a defensive player. Keep an eye on the Arizona Cardinals to trade up potentially for a quarterback.
Well,
in fact,
Cardinals just traded.
Arizona Cardinals
wow. Wow. Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen. Let's go.
Graphic behind you. Use a television term. All right, who could it be for? Is it for Rosen or?
It's gotta be, yeah.
Okay.
It's gotta be. It's Josh Rosen, and they wanted to get ahead of Miami just in case. I happen to believe, I agree with Troy. I think Adam Gase thinks he can win with Tannehill, but Steve Keim makes the move up to number 10. I don't know what it cost them yet, but at the end of the day, remember, they had Carson Palmer for an awful lot of years, big arm quarterback. Steve Keim believes in that, and I think it's going to be Josh Rosen.
Well, you've been saying for the last several weeks, Mike, that the comparison that you make based on Rosen's injury history is Sam Bradford. Guess who he'd be right behind on the quarterback depth chart in Arizona?
Well, that's why I mocked him to Arizona at 15. I didn't have him trading up, and I'm not sure they had to. But at the end of the day, I think they get their guy.
And he is similar in terms of natural passer of the football. Is that the comparison that you're making there?
Bradford and Josh are beautiful natural throwers of the football. They get it. They can wake up at 4 in the morning and drill an 18-yard comeback. However,
if there's any Cardinal fans out there,
both of them.
You guys like this?
2 years ago, shoulder, missed half the season. Last year, 2 concussions. He's got an inability to
not this. They didn't even pick yet. This trade. We think of the trade.
Here's my question to you. I know you like Josh. I watch Eli Manning. This kid's as good an athlete as Eli, but Eli knows when the play is over. Can you learn that at the next level?
Well, I think he's going to have to.
Yeah,
that is the fact that he wants to try to keep plays alive. He's a mobile guy, and that he can move around outside the pocket. When you look at his tape and what he's able to do, he's able to slide and find people down the field, but he is not a runner. I think Josh Rosen, had he not have had the durability issues and some of the questions about whether or not he's coachable, I really think he would have been the first player chosen in the draft. He has the best throwing motion. I saw him 2 years ago in the summer, and he's the most natural, effortless passer that I've seen at such a young age, really at any time in my life.
This pick does make sense if it is indeed Josh Rosen, because he and Sam Bradford will both play the same style of offense from the pocket. This is a little bit like with Baker Mayfield going to the Browns. Tyrod Taylor is going to have a movement package with him, and here comes another athletic type quarterback to move around. Same here. Rosen and Bradford to run the same style of offense. He'll be a good mentor to him. That's what I think is going to happen, Steve.
I believe that all you guys are right, but also too, Steve Wilkes, a defensive coordinator in Carolina, now the head coach, understands that a great defense also needs to take the pressure off them by having some sustainability and getting a franchise quarterback. Offensive coordinator Mike McCoy understands that he wants a guy who could throw the ball, not a guy who can run around, who can throw the ball, be smart, throw the ball into the flat, do things that advance and matriculate the ball down the field, not make mistakes.
Yeah, and get the quarterback now, get another receiver to complement Larry Fitzgerald a little bit later, and off we go. Rich, back to you.
Rich, real quick, in a division with Jimmy Garoppolo, Goff, and Russell Wilson, you better go get a young quarterback.
3rd round pick and a 5th round pick is what the Raiders acquired from Steve Keim.
I don't like that on the Raiders part. It's not that much.
Right there. To go up and get, we're assuming it's going to be Josh Rosen, who's now 90 seconds left for this pick to be had. Perhaps they're somewhere talking to him backstage right now. But as you mentioned, Jimmy G, Goff, Russell Wilson,
the pick is in.
Now it looks like Josh Rosen is going to be added to that mix right now. The pick has been net made officially. Miami is on the clock. And the Raiders, again, amassed a couple of picks, one tomorrow night, one on Saturday for
Josh Rosen, 100%.
Them to wait 5 more picks to make the second first.
They wouldn't trade up and then not get a quarterback.
Coaching stint in in Oakland. Your thoughts before we hear the pick one more time here, Coach?
If this is indeed Josh Rosen, I agree with Troy. I agree with Mike. This is the most natural passer to come out since Andrew Luck. He makes the wild throws effortlessly. He's got to learn how to get the ball out of his hands a little bit quicker. As Mike says, know when the play's over, throw the ball away. But I tell you what, when it comes to standing in one place and throwing the ball directly to a receiver, this is the best guy to come out since Andrew Luck.
One trade we haven't talked about is Baker Mayfield trading that chip on his shoulder to Josh Rosen.
Hey, he's waited a while, but it really is only about, think about it, an hour plus. But let's see if this is, in fact, the end of the wait for Josh Rosen and the end of the top 10 of the very highly anticipated draft.
The Oakland Raiders have traded the 10th pick to the Arizona Cardinals. With the 10th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Josh Rosen.
I knew it. I knew it.
Okay, so after several years without a USC quarterback at the controls, they will now hand the future at some point off to UCLA quarterback Josh Rosen. Enjoying the moment with the commissioner there. Arizona Cardinals is his home. Professional football. Sigh of relief.
Look at the
night. A long way for him over.
You know, I got a little tired of all the off-field stuff with him. I had a chance to spend about an hour with him after his pro day, and I liked his intelligence. He embraces conversations. He's curious. The one thing I would say as an offensive coordinator told me after the LSU pro day, when we were talking about quarterbacks, he said, all I hope is wherever this kid goes, he trusts his coaches for the first couple of years, earns the respect of his coaches and his teammates, and then he can say anything he wants about the game plan and everything else. He can be inquisitive and demanding, but earn it first.
As you can see in the common draft era, here's the UCLA roll call taken in the first round. There's Troy, first overall in 1989, followed up by Tommy Maddox in 1992. The Broncos took him 25th overall. And Cade McNown, 12th overall to the Bears back in 1999. And it's been a long wait. It's been a long wait. 1999, by the way, the last time 5 quarterbacks were taken in the first round, and we may see that tonight with Lamar Jackson. But for the moment, Josh Rosen, welcome to Prime Time, delivered by Pizza Hut. Prime, take it away.
Josh, you got that look on your face like it's about their time you call me from back there.
I'm just excited. I'm so excited. I just want to get on the field. I want to play ball.
You want a minute, but
compete for Super Bowls.
It sounds like, and it seems like you want to prove something right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Chips on the wrong bigger.
Yeah, I can tell you a little turn. And I like that. Keep that chip on your shoulder and ball out, man. I'm proud of you.
Right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the time of talk is done for Josh Rosen. As you can see, Aaron Rodgers, who's gotten to know him and certainly has been working out with him on occasion. You saw some of the fruits of those workouts on NFL Network over the past several weeks. Aaron Rodgers congratulating him. Congrats, buddy. As we all know, Rodgers waited 24 picks to hear his name before he got out on the field, and we all know he's now first ballot Hall of Fame material. Here's Josh Rosen out of Manhattan Beach, so he doesn't have to travel too far to play his professional ball.
Beautiful natural thrower, understands concepts and design. We talked about the Sam Bradford comparison, both because he throws the ball beautifully and he's got a history of injury. Now, you've heard us talk about him throwing the football. Watch the balance. Play action, gets on his toes, and maybe it's the tennis player that he was growing up. He's always on balance. Clear vision, clean feet. Look at the throw in between the corner and the safety. He is a beautiful natural thrower. Play action again this time. Watch him look the safety off to the left. He moves the safety with his eyes. Now he's going to come back and throw skinny post to the right. Resets his feet, falls out quickly, beautiful release. Now he takes a lot of hits, climbs the pocket, takes a hit, but watch where the throw goes. And I maintain he takes too many hits, and in the NFL he's going to have to learn how to protect himself. But at the end of the day, if he stays healthy, the Arizona Cardinals have a big-time quarterback.
Well, the pick is in for the Miami Dolphins. The Bucs
he got absolutely destroyed on my hit.
Your thoughts on the Bruin going to Arizona?
Well, the first thing you hear when you talk about Josh Rosen is his intelligence, and I'm not so sure why that's a surprise. I mean, the kid's from UCLA, for crying out loud. Of course he's smart.
Okay, Miami Dolphins selected their player now.
Coordinators at UCLA in 3 years. Learning the playbook in Arizona will not be a problem for him. Mike McCoy is going to be terrific for him and allowing him to do the things that he does best and challenge him. And I think Arizona is a really good fit just in terms of being a West
Guys, I just want to encourage you guys to subscribe, share, and like the video because to show your support.
One thing that he has that these other quarterbacks don't have, Rich, is David Johnson coming back healthy. That's a big help to a young quarterback.
Well, one would think it's going to be Sam Bradford to start. What do you think? Everyone's talking about Darnold and Rosen being the most pro-ready, but that's something to chew on. Right now, let's get the Dolphins pick 11th overall.
With the 11th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Minka Fitzpatrick, defensive back, Alabama.
Surprised.
All right, so
Surprised.
the back end of the defense help. And he's going down to South Florida. He's already got a sort of, is that Crockett or a Tubbs suit that he's got going to South Florida?
That's Crockett.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate that.
Which one was Don Johnson? I can't remember.
Nice work.
He's going to be a good player.
Minka Fitzpatrick putting on the Miami Dolphin uniform. Mike, your thoughts on this pick?
Yeah, really good fit for Miami because you pair him with Rashad Jones. They can move T.J. McDonald, the dime linebacker. He's 6 feet, 204 pounds. And he can literally play any position back there. 9 interceptions, career, 4 taken back for a touchdown. He's got free safety range. I think he can match slots and tight ends. In other words, man-to-man coverage, drop down and cover a slot, be physical enough to cover that tight end. Here he comes.
That's just straight speed.
Working underneath all the way across the field. When you talk to Nick Saban about this kid, Nick Saban lights up. Nick Saban started him as a rare starting true freshman defensive back. Watch him feel the crack back block, spin into the tackle. They worked him in the box this year. I think you have to have a plan for him. He's got free safety range, but where are you going to play him so he gets around the football more often? Alabama last year had him in the box a lot. Boy, when Nick Saban talks about him, he almost gets choked up. It's really, he loves this kid, and I believe he's an all-around defensive back.
Well, one of the finest from the Southeast Conference is playing in the most Southeast location in the National Football League, and the draft party, they're very excited. Laces out. Laces out. Bucks, Redskins, Packers, Raiders on the clock when we come back. You like the Ace Ventura, I love it.
The 2018 NFL Draft is brought to you by Honda. The Honda Dream Garage Spring Event is on now. And by Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero sugar, mass Pepsi taste.
Innovation.
Guys, let me know down below in the comments what your favorite team is.
Artificial intelligence, we are not crawling.
Show some love to your.
We are flying today. Microsoft AI helps an architect.
Show some love to your team.
Back to life. He doesn't see data. He sees fragments of our past. This is now. Artificial intelligence helps farmers grow more food with less resources. She's not collecting information. She's feeding the growing population without wrecking the planet. This is real. An engineer explores how AI can help the deaf see sound. She's not looking at obstacles. She's staring down opportunity. Innovation doesn't see the possibility of tomorrow. It creates tomorrow. And are you ready for the headline? Tomorrow is here today.
Chiefs. Okay.
The blade quality you'd expect from Gillette. At a price you wouldn't. The new Gillette 3 and Gillette 5. Available now for $7.99. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Not all light beers are created equal. One is brewed with more taste, fewer calories, and half the carbs. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.
I got this.
pick is
keep
in.
chasing your dreams. We make sure you never have to stop.
Why do I feel so dry?
I'm just reading the comments.
You made that?
Saturday, Yankees, Angels.
That kid is unbelievable.
Saturday on FS1.
Wins Bristol. Kyle Busch taking home the checkered flag for the third week in a row. Here we come.
Talladega, Sunday on Fox.
Trout eagerly awaiting the Eagles pick tonight. Former tight end Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. The rest of the red-hot New York Yankees, Gary Sanchez with a walk-off three-run shot. Yankees with their 6th consecutive win, taking on Trout, Ohtani, and the Angels. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on FS1, or stream it live on Fox Sports. Go. The best available on Mike Mayock's draft board, presented by Bud Light. Derwin James is at the top right there as we're awaiting the next pick of the draft about to be announced. Mike?
Yeah, and he's a very logical pick here. Think what Jason Light did at the GM for Tampa Bay. He traded from 7 to 12.
Hey guys, my friend Sanjay,
53 and 56. 2 more second-round picks.
He's gonna be talking with me into the giving his own opinions on what's happening.
Or possibly
He's a Seahawks fan.
All right, here comes the commissioner.
Yeah, so I just want to write hashtag Beastquake in the comments to show some love for my boy Sanjay.
With the 12th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Vita Vea, defensive tackle, Washington.
Oh, yeah. Double V going down to Tampa. What do you think, Mike?
I love the player and I love the outfit tonight.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised
just
because I thought he was going to go to the Chargers.
Free agency, Mitch Unrein in free agency. They still have Gerald McCoy. They rewrote that entire front of their defense. They were number 32 in almost every defense.
I'm going to get my phone charger.
I thought for sure they were going defensive back there, DJ.
Yeah, this is a team that couldn't rush the passer at all last year. Last in sacks, they made the move, though, to go get JPP to put him in that mix. Now you look, they were last against the pass, last in third down, last in sacks, last in total defense. There's a lot of guys that can help them. And Vita Vea can help them in both areas.
6'4", 347. This is a freakish dude now. He can move. You can't move him in the run game. Reminds me a lot of Haloti Nada. I think, DJ, you were in that war room with Baltimore draft him. And look at the hump move right there in the middle. The Reggie White hump move. That's what he does best. When he's fresh, when he's not tired, plays with leverage, he could be special. Really, look at him just control the middle and two gap. That looks like Stanford to me, David Shaw.
Oh, I saw a lot of this guy.
And again, double team against Stanford. Stays low, gets under it, throws everybody off, collects a bunch of trash, and finishes the tackle. Look at him on the punt. On the punt team against Penn State in the bowl game. He ran a 5.140 at 347. Two things. He's got to control his weight, number one, and the true value of this guy is how many snaps he gets in your sub back.
That's a heck of a defensive line being built down there.
NFL Draft.
A bowling ball of butcher knives is 99 per caller. There you go. All right, let's welcome.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
Delivered by Pizza Hut Prime.
Vita Vea, your smile is infectious, man. You are loving this moment. From a running back in high school to this.
Yeah, man, this is a lifelong dream that just came true right now, man. I'm really excited right now.
You ready to get down to Tampa?
Man, I'm ready to fly out right now. They told me they would call me back about the flight situation, so we'll find out pretty soon.
I like your swag. Can you explain everything to us?
Huh?
Explain the outfit.
Oh, I got the little velvet on.
Got my Doritos here.
I chose this because I think it complements my skin color. It'll make me stand out today.
Can you pronounce your whole name for us, please?
What was that?
Your whole name.
Just
like I said, back to you, Rich.
Well, That I don't think that's going to fit on the back of a jersey. But
Yeah,
Coach Shaw, I'm
sick
sure
of
you
Vita
circled
Vea.
him a lot in your meeting room.
I tell you what, it might not fit, but it's pretty close. This is a wide human being. This guy is big. He is physical. He is fast. Mike said he's a freak. There's no question about it. That hump move, that Reggie White hump move, I saw it on film so many times. He takes 300-pounders with one hand and flips them over. This guy flips his hips and runs to big tackles down the field better than any defensive lineman I've ever seen. I found him after our game, walked across the field and gave this guy a big hug. This was my favorite player, not on my team in our conference this year.
That's really cool. By the way, the hullabaloo in the room is that they're showing Redskins video to tout the fact that Washington is now on the clock in Cowboys country. Look at that scene. Let's send things outside. Mooch.
Rich, I hope that you don't ask me to
This
spell
is not a
his
sponsored
name
video by
on
Doritos.
Monday morning,
I mean,
okay?
Doritos, if you're watching this, please sponsor me.
You know what, guys? I remember this kid in high school. He's from Milpitas High School, right down the street. And in high school, he played running back. Look at this. Over 500 yards rushing. I'm not going to tackle that guy. 11 touchdowns. He was playing linebacker, the whole thing. All-state, first team. What a beast. They just got to keep this 347-pounder's weight down, feed him some salads at lunchtime. But what an athlete he is. And Troy, you know how pressure on the inside can really affect a quarterback's footwork.
Well, there's no doubt. And Mike,
pretty good.
I talked about the trade for Jason Pierre-Paul, and then, of course, they signed Vinny Curry, so you've got the outside pass rushers, and now you combine him with Gerald McCoy inside. That tape, that high school tape that you pulled up, I mean, it shows the athleticism that he has. That pass rush is going to be formidable, and it's going to help that pass defense that really struggled this past year as well.
That pass defense struggled, but you can always remedy that by having a great D-line, and that becomes Ravita. He becomes a great defensive line. JPP just added 5 sacks onto him, and also, too, there were other teams that wanted to move up, because when you look at his tape, he just throws people around. He chases. He has a high motor. He'll run just like Haloti Ngata. He'll run 10, 15, 20, 30 yards down the field to make a tackle. You never count him out. Great pick.
All right, it's fun to watch this guy. Rich, back to you.
All right, guys. So Gerald McCoy likes the pick. Or he was trying to attempt to spell the full name.
Hey, Rich, the Philadelphia Eagles just won a Super Bowl rushing quarterbacks with waves of players, and that's the way the league's going right now.
Okay, this will be an interesting moment. The Redskins pick in the home of the Cowboys.
Yikes.
I would think it's either going to be Derwin James or Deron Payne.
With the 13th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Deron Payne, defensive tackle, Alabama.
2 defensive tackles in a row.
Yes, we know he can score, he can catch, he can pick it off, he can do it all.
Yeah, the Eagles just won the Super Bowl like that by having a great pass rush. This team is probably going to follow their footsteps, the precedent, and try to move like that too. But I don't personally see any of these teams winning the Super Bowl anytime
was his best game of the season. Look at the get off of the flat back right there. Drives that center 3 yards in the backfield and makes the play. As the season progressed, he got better and better in the pass game, but look at the double team. Saban's defensive ends do that as well as anybody in the country. They're well taught, they understand role responsibility, and there's that get off again in the championship game against Georgia. He was dominant. He got sacks, he got hits on the quarterback. You can't run the football against him. And look at him get the edge against the center that time and get up the field, DJ.
Yeah, he's going to join his college teammate, going in there with Jonathan Allen, who they took last year. They're recreating that Alabama defensive line in Washington.
They've also got Ryan Anderson coming off the edge of the second-round pick last year.
So I don't think you can discount what Mike said there. That get off, that explosive get off in the run game.
Guys, make sure to
that changes games. When you can play the game
subscribe.
on
Oh, the Saints traded. Whoa. Whoa.
He's at home in Birmingham, Alabama.
That's big.
This at-home look presented by Oikos 000. And in the home of the Cowboys, a guy potentially drafted to stop Ezekiel Elliott on the way to Dak Prescott just got named.
You also need to stop Saquon Barkley with Giants.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
It's an LA to Vegas season finale engagement, Tuesday on Fox.
The lighting's really bad.
And then there's Ronaldo. He's got the cars, the houses, the hair, the abs, the goals. You could say this guy's got everything. But he say there's one thing missing.
You know what time it is? It's time for the epic return of last year's sensation, Beat Shazam.
Ding ding.
Identify hit songs, win $1 million with Jamie Foxx, big stars,
Give me the ball.
and a brand new DJ.
She's talented. She's incredible. She's my daughter to win.
Finally, someone who can keep Jamie in check. Beat Shazam returns. Play along live with the app. May 29th on Fox.
On June 7th,
guys, I don't know what's happening with the green screen.
America by storm.
Welcome to the floor.
Is back. With Sean Diddy Combs.
I want greatness now.
Megan Trainor.
You're born with a gift.
And DJ Khaled.
It's a cold world. Bundle up.
4 rising stars. Who will keep their seat?
Let the battle begin.
The 4 Battle for Stardom returns June 7th on Fox.
Thursday. Welcome to Atlanta. The award-winning FX original series is back.
The vibes here is just so intense.
I kind of want to see this.
The stunters have become the stunted. Atlanta. All new. Thursday at 10. Only on FX and FX Now.
Come on now.
Texting my boy Sanjay right now. He's got to do his homework.
I'm a polarized fire starter. Whitlock has created a fire. I am what I am.
Here's my problem with what has happened in the American media. We have deep-rooted issues.
Start your day with First Things First. Join Chris Carter, Nick Wright, and Jenna Wolf. The best sports show on television weekday mornings at 6:30 Eastern on FS1. Ian Rupp, we have a trade. Saints moving up to 14. Tell us about it.
Which Mooch, the Saints give up a first-rounder from next year. 2 possible targets. I'll give you one. Louisville quarterback Lamar Jackson, who was in the Saints building and they love. Here's another name to watch. Pass rusher Marcus Davenport from UTSA. They consider him freakish. They believe he is the final piece to their team. That is a possibility here, Mike Mayock.
Yeah, I really believe that it's going to be quarterback Lamar Jackson. And I believe it for several reasons. Number one, Sean Payton is an outside-the-box thinker. Number 2, they have a backup quarterback by the name of Taysom Hill on that roster. Ran 4.4 from BYU. If you're going to commit your entire building to a new scheme and a new philosophy once Drew Brees retires, and that's more the college scheme, then you better have 2 of them in case one gets hurt. So Taysom Hill, Lamar Jackson, I believe will be the quarterbacks of the future for the New Orleans Saints. And I think Sean Payton is excited about potentially welcoming Lamar Jackson to New Orleans.
Can you see Lamar Jackson and Alvin Kamara on the same offense for a decade?
I tell you what,
with Sean Payton pushing the button.
I don't know if there's a better place for this young man to go. We talk about all the things. If this young man will commit to his coaching staff, he will commit to improving his footwork and not being flat-footed, having some knee bend and having a good base.
where else better could he go than sit behind Drew Brees and learn how to go through a progression, work a West Coast offense, manage protections, operate the pocket, and then take off and do what he does best, which is change games with his legs. This could be a huge move for the Saints.
You get one of the most creative play callers, and now you give him somebody like Lamar Jackson. That's endless, the possibilities, what you could do in that backfield.
You don't trade a number one in a future year's draft for anything other than a quarterback. Right?
I don't think so, and I think Sean Payton, like last year, I had a conversation with Sean last year about Kamara, and he knew how he was going to use him. I had a conversation this year with Sean 2 weeks ago about Lamar Jackson, and he knows how he's going to use him. Trust me.
What a fun moment this is. The commissioner comes marching in with the Saints pick, moving all the way up from 27 to 14, using next year's one and pick 147 in this year's draft to come from 27 to 14. Could this be a night that was starting off with a Heisman Trophy winner, and then with pick 14 being another Heisman Trophy winner, becoming the first draft since 1999 to have 5 first-round quarterbacks in one night, and it would be done in the first 14 selections.
Which then puts Mason Rudolph on the clock, potentially.
Well, it's been 35 years since we've had 6, the vaunted 1983 draft, the Kelly Marino Elway draft. Or as
second round is tomorrow night, guys. Second and third round are tomorrow.
So these Saints fans here, again, there's Kamara and
Mike Thomas on the outside.
This is so exciting because I think he watched what Bill O'Brien did in Houston last year with Deshaun Watson, and this is the next level.
The Green Bay Packers have traded the 14th pick to the New Orleans Saints. With the 14th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
Oh, wow.
Defensive end.
Wow.
San Antonio.
So it was Marcus Davenport, not the quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't really expect him to be a quarterback.
Sean Payton's next offensive step.
Ian, I apologize, my brother. You were right. I was way off, and I don't mean to diminish Marcus Davenport at all. This is an exciting young edge rusher. He's very raw from UTSA, but his upside is off the charts. He's almost 6'6", 264 pounds. And when you're talking about an edge rusher,
yeah, I don't know how these guys
he's
are
raw
this
but gifted.
big.
I love his motor, his body type, and how raw he is coming out of school reminds me a lot of Ziggy Ansah.
Yeah, he's big and explosive. He has no plan as a pass rusher, but he's still been productive. I think he's got a lot of room to grow.
Okay, so the Raiders are on the clock. And Lamar Jackson is still in the
boy Rosen leads the Raiders.
What a night so far. We're not even halfway through the first round.
You don't act like the man from the stories I've heard.
That's the thing about being a grandfather. I get to do all the things I wish I'd done with my children. And the things I regret, I get to do different.
You were right. They're building a city.
Everyone's forgotten who runs this valley. This ain't checkers, son. This is chess. And you're about to play with masters.
All I do every day is fight for this family.
If you were winning, I wouldn't be here.
I don't regret one sin I've committed. It's the one I'm about to commit that worries me.
Mess with my family, I will chop your family tree down.
Yellowstone, this summer.
Experience a blend of refined craftsmanship and raw power. New innovations and a tradition of excellence. Luxury and performance engineered to take the crown. Presenting the all-new Lexus LS500 and LS500H. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. The $12.99 Papa's Meal Deal presents 12.99 seconds of better play. The $12.99 Papa's Meal Deal. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Look how I work it. You wanna know why? Look what I do, don't need no gimmick. Don't play, when I
Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange are brewed with real lime and orange peels. You can taste the citrusy goodness. Well, you can't, but I just did. It was delicious. New for summer, Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange, brewed with real citrus peels.
Rodgers from the 42 of New York, 4th down and 2. He downfield, scrambles right.
Please don't be the one against the Giants. Anyways, this is the one. Just don't start this. No. Giants got blown out in this game.
Okay, so wherever you are, keep it here, wherever the here is for night 2 of the draft tomorrow night. NFL Network.
Thank
and
you,
Fox. We're back at it again.
Masala dealer.
2 and 3. We're at pick number.
Calling me the greatest
15,
YouTuber.
For
I hope to be the best
YouTuber Again, the
YouTuber that I
Saints
can
just
be.
traded up from 27 to 14.
Greatest picking a punter.
Next year's first is the capital to do it, and instead of what we thought it would be, which is a trade for Lamar Jackson to plan for post-Breeze, they go get Marcus Davenport and hit the Win It Now button for the remaining window of Breeze.
Calling me the best
and a
YouTuber.
coach that's known for just rolling the dice. Maybe this is his version of the onside kick in the Super Bowl right there. Just surprised everybody, and he just goes for it. That's what just happened. Now it's time for the second first pick.
That's my boy Sanjay.
Of John Gruden's tenure in Oakland. When he first made his first pick as the Oakland Raider head coach, that pick was Charles Woodson. Wow. Let's see what they come up with here after trading down from 10 to allow the Cardinals to move up.
Happened to my arm. Oh, I fell during PE.
The silver and black.
And then my friend sat on it on the way back home from Parkville. And then, yeah, I fractured a bone in my hand, and I've had this cast for another 2 weeks. I've had it on for 8 weeks already.
So some protection. Baltimore's traded the just move up the coast in Pac-12 country and play for the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, I thought they wanted Michael McGlinchey at 10. When San Francisco took McGlinchey at 9, Oakland trades down from 10 to 15. They get the number 2 offensive tackle in this draft. Keep in mind, Donald Penn, the incumbent left tackle, is 35 years old and makes an awful lot of money. You can plug him in, I believe. Now, he could start on the right side, DJ, but he's 6'8.5". He's got a great athlete. He only answered the bell 23 times in 3 years. Durability is a concern.
So, making the uniforms in the back right there. The Bills just traded up with the Ravens, moving up from 22 to 16. Who's that for? Back in 60 seconds to give you the latest.
The $12.99 Papa's Meal Deal presents 12.99 seconds of better play.
Bills traded. Wow. Who are the Bills going to take?
The $12.99 Papa's Meal Deal. Better ingredients. Better
Second
pizza.
trade already for the
Papa
Bills, man.
Pamper yourself with 3 new decadent
Bills
M&M's
are being pretty
Crunchy
active
raspberry,
today.
Crunchy mint and crunchy
Yeah.
espresso. Hey, where's the espresso?
I don't know how to use this. Come on, man.
Try them all and vote for your favorite.
You should race. I'm sorry to bother you, but my car broke down, and I'd really appreciate a ride to the stadium.
Yes!
But no, I have to stay here and wait for a package. I thought anybody who rooted for me would have FedEx Delivery Manager. That way you can sign for your packages remotely and even customize your delivery time. Excuse me, sir. Could you take me to the stadium?
Sure, I'll bid.
Thank you.
Hope you like jazz fusion.
Scoot up one. Sorry.
Customize your deliveries with FedEx Delivery Manager.
The 2018 NFL Draft is presented by Verizon, America's most awarded network ever.
Okay, so the Bills are moving all over the draft board, man. I mean, they moved up a couple of months ago to 12 in the Bengals spot, and then they moved up to 7, and now they've moved from 22, which they got in last year's draft for the Patrick Mahomes trade for the Chiefs. They used that 22 to go up to 16, and giving the Ravens an extra third-round pick tomorrow night, and getting an extra fifth-round pick from Baltimore on Saturday. And by the way, one of the second-round picks that the Bills used to go up from 21 to 12 and then 12 to 7, they got from the Rams in the Sammy Watkins trade last summer. So that's just the way that you acquire draft capital and move all over the place. But now stop geeking out on that stuff. Let's figure out what they're doing this for you.
Look, Brandon Beane has been really active. I like what they've done so far. If they go offense, I think it has to be a wide receiver, either Ridley or DJ Moore. But the higher-ranked players are still on defense. There's Tremaine Edmonds, Jair Alexander, Derwin James, who's the highest-ranked player on the board right now. So you would think it'd be a defensive player, but I think it's wide receiver if they go on the other side.
You don't think Ozzie Newsome would trade out to allow somebody else to take the best Alabama player available? We'll see what happens. Bills back.
The Baltimore Ravens have traded the 16th pick to the Buffalo Bills. With the 16th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker, Virginia Tech.
19 years old and all
19
grown up at 19. This is a stout defensive player. This barrel-chested 19-year-old young man coming out of the green room right now, getting ready to run downhill and play some defense in Western New York.
I think they said that tight end in New England didn't retire, Mike. You get to meet him pretty quick.
He doesn't turn 20 until next week on May 2nd. He turns 20. He's an off-the-ball linebacker that some people can think he's so talented that he might even be an edge defender, a pass rusher on third down. His future is immense. I think Sean McDermott's excited about him. 6'4.5", 253. Guys, he ran 4.54 at the combine. Doesn't turn 20 on May 2nd. Wow. He's got this rare size and skill set that gives him a sub-package versatility that is unknown in today's game. Watch him chase people down. Look at him run. Look how smooth he is at 253 pounds. Again, track. Watch him track the quarterback now. Inside out. There's the 4.5 speed. So with established speed, how about in the flat? Open field against Walton, the scat back from Miami. Can he pivot and drive on a slant route and break it up? And now off the edge. Again, he pivots, makes the tackle in the open field. He is a super freak.
That's pretty good.
Super freaky.
Wow. I'm sorry, that just threw me for a loop.
Me too, by the way. I thought DJ was going to start crying.
Just came right out of here. Right
it
there.
is strong.
All right, let's welcome him to Prime Time. Presented by Pizza Hut.
I just heard our whole broadcast team up there, Mike Maylock was saying you're super freaky. He was saying you're super freak, man. With all the intangibles that you bring to the table.
I'm versatile, man. I can move around. A long guy that can move out in space, a guy that can play stack, a guy that can pretty much do everything out there. So, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm excited.
And a guy that hadn't turned 20 years old.
Sir?
And a guy that had not turned 20 years old yet.
I know it. Birthday next week, so, a lot of excitement going into it, man. I'm ready, man.
What's more exciting? This on your birthday? What's going to happen?
Man, I say this, I'm living in the moment, and man, it's a good experience, man.
A great experience. I'm proud of you, man. Back to you, Rich.
All right, Brian, thanks very much. The draft party in Buffalo, they're loving it. Richard Bucks, they're working with Josh Allen and Tremaine Edmonds. That's a lot of human that they drafted in the first round.
Still can't believe Giants got Saquon.
And DJ said it's kind of a joke with Gronkowski from New England.
Our offense is going to be so good next year. Pat Shermer,
He's faster than him, and he's as big as
calling the plays.
He's a matchup league, and that's a really good pick.
to me, he's a lot like Anthony Barr, the way you've watched him, how he's been used with the Minnesota Vikings, that type of size and length and range. It's a huge asset in the middle of the field. But this is the philosophy they're going with.
48 people, 14 likes. What the?
So they want big dudes. They got the biggest quarterback, and now they just added the biggest linebacker. See what you got?
Yeah.
When you look at this kid, he's young, but he dissects the play, and he hits the destroy. But he has sideline to sideline range. He's 19 years old. And Coach McDermott, having a coach,
Aaron, you're in my stream.
he knows how valuable having a smart linebacker,
You're in my stream.
linebacker can help your defense and make a world of a difference for your whole team.
Yo, what's up?
Say hi to the stream.
I hear you, Steve.
What's up, stream?
He's not 20 yet.
How you guys liking that draft? I'm watching it too.
Subscribe to this man, Aaron Valdez. He posts great 2K content, Fortnite as well. I'm definitely
subscribe to Savage Shoulder.
I'm definitely gonna do some collabs with him in the future.
You're gonna play some Fortnite. You know what it is.
Yep.
I talked to some people that are working with him leading up to the
subscribe to Savage Shoulder.
with the defensive line group.
This dude's uploading 1080p quality NFL draft on YouTube.
So the
And he hasn't got banned yet, so
Thank you. Yeah. Well, there's no reason for me to get banned. I posted the credit in the description. So.
Yeah, sometimes it's still, because technically you don't have you don't have their direct consent, so they still have the right to. It's their stuff. So if they wanted to ban you, they do.
Okay. Yeah, so,
So not.
who's your team, Aaron?
Chargers, dude.
Chargers.
Right now, right?
Oh, they're happening. They're drafting right now. Who do you want? Who do you want? What position?
I don't know. I mean, we have Rivers as QB.
Thanks, Rich. Yeah, Charles, I don't see him taking a
To be
quarterback here.
honest,
Philip Rivers is
I'll take anybody that'll help our team. And
Anyone?
anyone who we got, you know who's left.
They got what's his name? They have the wide receiver. I forgot his name. What's it called?
You look at the Chargers and kind of where they're at. I don't see them taking a quarterback either. You got Ken Wisenhunt as their offensive coordinator, and of course
Forgot his
Philip
name.
Rivers. Yeah, he's winding down the end of his
DJ
career.
Chalk.
But you know this,
He's still available.
Lamar Jackson, it's going
Yeah.
to be an all-in.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the prospects that we picked for me.
Things are going to have to
I
change.
do,
I just don't
Yeah.
know that that's the fit for the Chargers.
What's his name?
Saquon.
The Chargers are one of the teams that were talking to Lamar Jackson.
The pick is in. The pick is in.
No, just blanking.
Okay, wait.
The interesting aspect here, the pick is in. Seattle is now officially on the clock. Mike?
Yeah, I'd love to give Anthony Lynn.
You're a little bit delayed, right? 10 seconds, right?
So
you can talk to this. That's a shame.
You're a little bit delayed, right?
Keep that locker room.
Yeah, I think so.
What, 9?
Okay, then I won't spoil it who they draft.
Coach Lynn a lot of credit for keeping them together.
A very well respected coach in this league.
I'll mute my mic when they're about to say, okay?
Oh no, dude, I'm not watching. I meant like I was watching on your stream until you invited me.
What?
Seahawks are on the clock.
I meant I was watching on your stream until you invited me.
After that,
Oh.
with the Lions in the hole. So
I'll
let's
tell you.
play things
1
going.
second.
Let's go to the podium right now and get the
The
latest
pick is in.
Los Angeles Charger from the
Sorry,
commissioner coming out here.
The pick is in. Okay. The Chargers selection
With the
is
17th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Derwin James.
Derwin James.
Defensive back, Florida State.
Alright, awesome.
safety from Florida State.
So, Marshawn Lattimore.
We drafted a safety.
Yeah.
Here he is. He's no longer available. He's going to play his football at 7 o'clock.
I don't know. I'm not too happy with it.
He's really a good football player.
I mean, I said I would take anybody that would help our team, but
You expect with a
I don't know.
bigger
We'll see.
safety to see some hip stiffness, some hip tightness,
Yep.
and you don't
That
see it.
19-year-old, what was his name?
The what? Oh, 19-year-old, yeah.
By Buffalo.
For like Tremaine Edwards.
He arrives in a
He's a beast. That dude's scary, dude. He's 19, so you gotta think. He's gonna keep on growing.
Yeah. Still hasn't hit his, Oh, thank you for the new subscriber.
Yeah, guys, my friend Shay here, he's a YouTuber. He actually just started putting his equipment together for the channel. Put up his, he actually made his channel like 2 days ago, right, Shay?
Yep.
But I think I was his inspiration. Even though I only have 3 videos uploaded, I used to upload a lot. I deleted all those. They were much older videos.
Yeah, Rich, it's unbelievable. He's stunning right now. He's taking his time to get all these so dingy and everything. I gotta get him in position, man.
I'll be uploading that. And maybe I'll play some 2K, but I got into an accident recently, so I haven't been able to play any sort of sport game.
Oh, okay, a trade just came out. A trade.
Alright, what is
Packers traded.
What?
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. And I agree, but the Explorer, the Giants should get this Bryant. That would be lit. I mean, I would want him. I don't think they have room for him, though.
You know you don't just have a baby.
Yeah, I think Shane and I might live stream some Fortnite this weekend. Yeah, dude. You down?
It's down. I'm down.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it. Yeah, if you guys like Fortnite, NBA 2K, Madden, we're gonna start uploading those videos again. I got into an accident. I've been able to upload in the past few weeks, so I'll be back very soon. Actually, Shay, I got my stitches out.
You got your stitches out? Nice.
Yeah, dude. So now I just have to have these bandaged for a few days, take it easy, and then I'll be back.
Hey, can you check my stream to see if my green screen's working?
I'm on the call on my phone. So actually, I'll check it. I have
30 years in the making. Be there when the Simpsons becomes TV's
also, I don't know if you guys are Avengers fans, but
Infinity War is coming out.
Yeah, I'm going tonight. I'm going tonight at 8:30 at tonight.
You're going tonight?
At our place, dude, yeah.
I'm going Saturday.
I was gonna go Saturday too, but we're going tonight. I'm so excited, bro. We got our tickets.
Thank you again, Blaze Legend 13, for the subscription. You just subscribed recently. Again, it really helps out because I'm a new incoming channel. And if you guys like my content, then just hit the subscribe button down below and like the video.
Hey, yo, don't get my boy Shay if you see that he has no videos on his channel, or maybe only a few, because he did literally just make his account.
The Legend 27, please no profanity.
Wait, let me see. Sorry, how you doing? Yo, you got 50 right now, Shay. It's not bad for your first live stream.
Yep, I had 70 at one point.
Yeah. Guys, again, everyone who's watching, we think you come here. We'll, I'm pretty sure when the commercial break ends, Shay is going to want to pay attention to this. And if I have more work to finish, so we'll be quiet a little bit for you guys. But, again, if you guys haven't already subbed to the channel, Shay's channel, Savage Troller, click that bell notification icon. If you want to see more streams, Shay will try to stream the rest of the draft this weekend, right, Shay?
At least probably like most of the second and third round tomorrow.
Alright, you heard it from him, and then we'll probably stream some Fortnite. I personally don't have the proper equipment to stream to YouTube, but I do have the equipment to record. I call it video with audio for you guys, so again, check out my channel if you can to stream. Really appreciate it.
I'll link Aaron's channel down in the description.
Appreciate it, Shay. Yeah, again, I can't use both my hands. I got into an accident a little while ago, and I've been out for a few weeks, so that's why I don't have this video uploaded. I would hope to have definitely keep that one montage later on today. Not today, this week.
Okay, Green Bay just traded up with Seattle.
But traded down so the Saints could come up and draft Marcus Davenport. They grabbed next year's one from the Saints for that. And so now Green Bay is back up in 18. And Seattle getting the third-round selection, essentially.
My bad, I didn't realize he was back on.
And Seahawks fans are starting to freak out because they don't want him to trade out of the first round again. They've only had one first-round selection since 2013, and they're perilously close to doing that again. That's for later on tonight. What do you think this is about?
Well, let's keep in mind, Brian Gutekunst, the new GM for Green Bay, a little different than what we've seen over the year with Ted Thompson was a stay-in-your-lane guy. Gutekunst is going back, coming back up. My gut tells me it's either
I understand you, but
just really DJ
watch
Moore
like
in the
6 already.
conversation, or Jair Alexander, Mike Hughes. I would think if they go corner,
The guys who use
And to get ahead of the Cowboys, I lean towards receiver a little bit. Right? Because the Cowboys might be in that market.
So
Okay, we'll be quiet for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think Cortland Sutton would come into play for them, but that's the conversation also in Dallas.
Okay, so let's go to the podium right now. So the Packers have moved all over the board. Came in at 14, then moved down to 27. Now they pop up to 18 to make this selection.
The Seattle Seahawks have traded the 18th pick to the Green Bay Packers. With the 18th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Jair Alexander, defensive back, Louisville.
Wow, that's an interesting pick. Cornerback?
I like this pick.
Jair Alexander. I like it. I like it.
About him. He's the number one.
He's the type of player the Packers need to.
Missed 6 games this year. A lot of people thought he was going to go later because of that.
To make a run.
In addition to being competitive, tough, he tackles, he finds the football in the air. He also adds value in the punt return game. And I think Green Bay, and keep in mind, historically, Green Bay only takes corners that can find the ball in the air. And this kid does it. He can play inside and outside.
Yeah, that's a huge benefit. Watch this guy. I thought about the Honey Badger. He's a little undersized, but he's all over the field making
Victor
plays.
Aaron, is my face cam, is the green screen working?
196. He plays bigger, coach.
Yes.
And that's what I like about him.
Because I think he got a little bit messed up with the lighting.
You see guys going over top and taking the football. He's a double cut punt returner. That means he can make 2 people miss. That's a new one for you, Rich.
I like it.
And here's the XO. All I really want you to see is that this is against Clemson when he was healthy 2 years ago. Look at him get to the football. 2 interceptions. Let's see if he'll force a fumble here. Strip the ball out. He's a playmaker everywhere, including the punt return game. Will he compete as a tackler?
A Tyrann Mathieu type of guy. That's what I see with this.
I interviewed him and spent some time at the pro day. There's just a little swag, a little edge, a little what you want to see from your corner, and he is going to challenge wide receivers from day one in Green Bay's camp.
So an addition for Mike Pettin, who's now the defensive coordinator up there in Green Bay right now, formerly of the Cleveland Browns, being the head coach, getting another shot coaching. Des Bryant just tweeted out moments ago, if Cowboys go wide receiver. Now he's playing draft expert right here. Des likes Calvin Ridley.
Well, he's free.
Cowboys on the clock. I saw some new Cowboys fans down below. Show your love if you're a Cowboys fan.
At the front of the draft hall. The Honda War Room cam down the road in Frisco, Texas. There's Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones calling in the pick right now.
The newest Dallas Cowboy, and laughs all around as our host.
So they're calling in the pick, or he's making a trade.
He was originally scheduled to be at the Star in Frisco, Texas, but instead it is now here inside the Jones Mahal, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. So it's time. Irv is now out on the stage. Drew Pearson, it's an 88 club out on the stage right now. Drew Pearson, the star of last year's draft in Philadelphia. Soaking up all the hate.
Let's get it. Go.
From all the Eagles fans.
I respect the Cowboys. I don't respect the Eagles, though. I have no respect for the Eagles.
Take it to the stage.
But yeah. Cowboys making some moves might steal Des Bryant off of them. How do you guys feel about Des Bryant getting cut?
And watching you catch passes, that's why we got a legacy with the double A's.
guess Eagles fans would love to retort scoreboard by the end of the day.
Hey, see that Giants fan right there? Let's go. Where's where my mouse was?
What do you think?
Wow, I think everybody inside wants a receiver, don't they? You know, my goodness, seems to me. Come on, let's go, Cowboy fans, let's go. These guys are crazy out here. The Cowboys are second in the league in rushing, but they're 26th in passing. Come on, we need a receiver right here. Troy, you got to score some points, don't you, to beat the Eagles? One of these receivers, Ridley, DJ Moore, or Sutton, ought to be their pick, don't you think?
Well, I think if you look at this, though, Mooch, the guys who have been the impact wide receivers in the first round have been first 10 picks. It's not a good history of success with rookie receivers late in the first round. Having said that, yes, the Cowboys need a wide receiver. They lost Des Bryant. They need speed. And I think if they're going to take one, it's going to be DJ Moore out of Maryland ahead of Calvin Ridley. If they don't take a wide receiver, I could see him going after a linebacker and someone on the defensive side of the ball.
Calvin
If they
Ridley.
stick offense, I'm going with DJ Moore.
I love DJ
Calvin
Moore.
Ridley.
He's my spirit animal.
That's what I'm going
I love the way he plays.
Aaron,
I love DJ
think the
Moore.
Cowboys are going to draft a wide receiver?
Above Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is he's a fast guy, PhD in speed, but he's also very herky-jerky. He also needs to learn how
I'm going to be posting, guys, I'm going to be posting a Fortnite mobile gameplay tomorrow. I just have to, my brother has to finish editing up the clips. So yeah, if you guys enjoy that, we'll be coming out as soon as my brother finishes editing it. So shout out to him.
I have DJ Moore. There's some other teams that have texted me today. They're probably not going to like it. But DJ Moore is the guy. You get that guy, and you have instant
Say that again, Aaron.
all day long.
Oh, there.
They couldn't hear you now. Your volume was down.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I just turned it back up though.
What I said to you was to be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification. They will be live streamed for this weekend, including the NFL draft.
Yep.
Round 2 and 3, right, Shay?
Probably. Let me know if you guys want me to live stream round 2 and 3. Say that in the comments. If you don't want me to, I won't do it. Leave a like and write down in the comments if you want me to live stream rounds 2 and 3 tomorrow.
Drew Pearson has whipped up the crowd into a frenzy. Everybody is standing. Anybody who showed up in a Cowboy uniform here tonight is standing, eager to find out who that brass that we're seeing on the Honda War Room cam in Frisco, Texas, decided is the newest Dallas Cowboy to put the star on the side of their helmet. DJ Moore, would you say that makes sense?
Well, look, DJ Moore is my #1 wide receiver, just like Steve Smith. I think he's got the most upside. He catches the ball and runs like a running back. He's got a little edge to him. I thought Cortland Sutton made some sense just from a size perspective. Remember what they did in the offseason? They signed Deontay Thompson, who's more of a vertical guy.
20 likes, I will live stream the rounds tomorrow.
I think they need some size. So in my head, it's Cortland Sutton or it's DJ Moore.
If you're enjoying the live stream, be sure to like, hit that like button.
The pick is in. The pick is in. Okay, let's listen to them now.
Van Der Esch is the best linebacker I've seen
Cowboys.
since Kuechly coming out of college.
All right, the pick is in. The Lions are already 30 seconds to being on the clock. And it's a frenzy in here. I mean, what a spot. They put the War Room on the big screen here on the draft stage. Pick number 20 is on the clock. Pick number 19 for the Dallas Cowboys is in. The commissioner making his way to the podium. We already saw the Giants went Saquon Barkley. We saw the Washington Redskins go Daron Payne. The hometown Cowboys are about to make their pick with some very special guests coming out with the commissioner. Check it out.
Jason Alfter. Is this better?
And we salute those who play and coach high school football across the country. Joining us for the Cowboys selection are members of 6 high school football teams here in Arlington, Texas. Arlington, Bowie, Wanseging, Lamar, Martin, and Sam Houston.
Aaron, is my mic better now? Can you hear the stream and my mic?
With the 19th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Leighton Vander Esch, linebacker, Boise State.
Wow. I thought they were going wide receiver.
So a little bit of the blue turf.
We got a linebacker. Leighton Vander
Putting the
Esch.
star on the stage.
Understand this dude is 20 pounds heavier than the rest of the upscale linebacker class. Most of those guys come in at 235. He's 255
Wait, so
pounds.
Jason
He
Alford,
finds a way to get
is this better
under
than
the
before?
blocks in the run game, but in the pass game, I think he's special. I've never seen a linebacker since Kuechly understand crossing routes, how to get deep on the Tampa 2 coverage, and he's got eyes everywhere. Just an outstanding football player, and I preface tonight by saying I hope the cervical neck issue was okay. I couldn't be happier for the young man. It's awesome. From 8-man football to the Dallas Cowboys. How about that story? Really cool.
The Salmon River Inn in Riggins, Idaho is lit. Check it out. The Vander Esch draft party in Leighton Vander Esch's hometown. There they are, 11 life, as he is now joining the Dallas Cowboys.
Look at him, 6'4 1/4, 256. Like I said, 20 pounds heavier than the other premier off-the-ball linebackers in this draft. Best zone feel in the draft. He's got a very quick read and react. He can get stuck on big bodies. I'd like to see just a little more thump and physicality, but he's got this great feel
Hopefully
to get under and over potential blockers. Watch him, inside zone. He's going to read and mirror the running back and drive to the tackle. Look at him get underneath and use leverage to win on the goal line. Remember, penetration's the key in short yardage and goal line. And then again, the ability to get under and around the football in the pass game, I think, is the key to him. He plays on third down. Look at the hustle. How many yards downfield to try and strip and make a tackle? Leighton Vander Esch is a 3-down linebacker. And trust me, these Dallas Cowboys, Sean Lee is what, 32 years old. Leighton Vander Esch is going to learn from a pro.
By the way, I do want to interrupt here that moments ago, the Raiders traded their 75th overall pick, 3rd round of the Pittsburgh Steelers for Martavis Bryant.
Whoa.
So
Martavis Bryant traded to the Raiders for a 3rd round pick.
That's interesting.
That is a Martavis Bryant trade to the Oakland Raiders. What do you think of that one?
What did they give up?
They gave up a 75th overall selection, 3rd round pick.
Well, for that 3rd round pick, I thought that's outstanding. You'd love to get a guy like that in the 3rd round. That's huge. Trade it back to get some extra picks, and then thinking about
so it's amazing. The first wide receiver acquired in tonight's draft is Martavis Bryant. Think about that.
It's worth it to have a wide receiver conversation if we have 30 seconds right now.
Sure.
There hasn't been any impact wide receiver since the 14 draft, with the exception of Amari Cooper, drafted in the 1st round. And the way teams are looking at wideouts is not just comparing them to wideouts, but to tight ends and running backs, and they're saying, who's the most dynamic football player? Forget the label, and the wide receivers are getting pushed down because of that.
Leighton Vander Esch about to be welcome to prime time, delivered by Pizza Hut. Prime, take it away.
Yeah.
Guys, he's over here exhaling and inhaling. I don't think that he's hit you yet.
As a Raider, my friend's a Raiders fan, so
it has not. It has not.
I'm happy
I'm
for
so
him.
thrilled right now.
That they got Martavis Bryant for just a
Was
3rd
this the
round pick.
team that you wanted to play for? Yes, absolutely. From day one, I always wanted to play. This is where my agent's from. Dallas has got some Boise State background to him. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy to get the chance to come play here now. Do you understand what the
Aaron,
expectation
I'm
is
going
from
to
these
call
kids
David because
watching
it's the
you
Lions pick right now, okay?
on that Dallas Cowboys star? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to live up to, and I'm going to do just that and more. I mean, like I said, we got Super Bowls to win. A lot of them. I like that. Proud of you, big fella. You take care of him, man.
Ah, yes. A round of applause from the war room. DJ?
All right, for my Dodge player comparison here for Leighton Vander Esch, Mike talked about how rare it is to see that size and length in an off-the-ball linebacker. Well, they have another one in this state. You go to Zach Cunningham, who's now playing for the Houston Texans when he was coming out of Vanderbilt. Very similar, long-levered guys, very productive and instinctive. You see him stick his face right in there. He's physical, but then he has that range, that length to make plays sideline to sideline. We've seen Zach Cunningham make some plays early on in his career for the Houston Texans.
No doubt, interesting comparison, length, speed, ability to get involved in the pass game. I think, if I remember correctly, though, he didn't have any interceptions in college, did he?
No, I don't think so.
Hey, Mooch, what are you thinking out there, brother?
Yeah, I think he had 3 picks, Mayock. Listen, this is the story.
Okay,
This is the story of the
free
draft. I'm telling you, because
But
here's
the
a walk-on
Lions,
at Boise
their pick
State,
is in.
okay? His dad drives
So-
a bus to every game. This guy came from 8-man football, was mentioned. His graduating class only had 11 in it. I hope he was the valedictorian, all right? But you know what? He's a heck of an athlete. He's a quick study. He's long. He can jump 39 inches. He's going to be a great player because he gets to play with Sean Lee and Jalen Smith and a couple of great linebackers.
Well, that's right. And Rod Marinelli, their defensive coordinator, he really likes this young man, as does the entire organization. And I think you nailed it. Mike Mayock talked about it. They got Sean Lee, who's 32 years old, a great player when he's healthy, but certainly he has been banged up. Jalen Smith didn't come back this past year the way that they would have liked from him. And then they lost Anthony Hitchens, the linebacker that they really liked, who left for Kansas City. So there was a void there in the middle. I think this young man's going to really help this defense, and I'm excited about that pick.
You got to be excited for this pick, but I hate to say it. There's so many great foundation-building defensive players that the offensive players, the wide receivers, are going to get pushed down lower and lower because the defensive players are Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame type players right here in the draft in the first round right now.
And the Cowboys will have a chance to get another receiver later on in the next round. Rich, take it back.
All right, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock now, already 2 minutes in. They were under 8 minutes on that pick. The Bengals are trading down into this spot a while ago with the trade to the Bills. Here's the Lions pick.
With the 20th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Frank Ragnow, center, Arkansas.
All right, so the Lions get themselves a center.
Yeah, that's a Bob Quinn, Matt Patricia pick right there. Remember, his first pick was Taylor Decker when he took over as GM. What they've done is they're going to kick Graham Glasgow to center, and this kid Ragnow can play guard.
So Ragnow takes Glasgow to a different position, is basically what you're saying. We're back with the Bengals, Ravens, Patriots, Panthers.
The 2018 NFL Draft is presented by Verizon, the most awarded network ever, and brought to you by Bud Light. Dilly Dilly.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? Good husband? Is that it? Good? Of course not. King of the hill? Better. Top of your game? Win. All powerful. Like a boss.
Angel De La
Like a
Cruz.
pro. We
If
couldn't
you want me to be live tomorrow, second and third round,
Step up to
leave a like
GMC
down
with
below
over
and
10,500
comment
total
down below if you want me
especially
to.
equipped Sierra
And also
SLT crew
subscribe,
capital when you
and
finance through
if the
GM
video gets
Financial.
20 likes,
We
I will
are
be
professional
live
grade.
streaming tomorrow
GMC.
too.
Joy, what's up?
Hi, Don.
What you doing?
Mother's Day shopping.
Okay.
Any ideas?
Well, everyone wants the iPhone, and they want it on Verizon, America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. Plus, right now you can get a great deal.
I already did. Just talking about the card.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. Wow. Still don't love it.
Mom deserves the best, so get up to 50% off the latest iPhone on us. Unlimited is only as good as the network it's on.
I've been making blades here at Gillette for 20 years. I'll bet I'm the first blade maker you've ever met. There's a lot of innovation that goes into making our thinnest, longest lasting blades on the market. Precision machinery and high quality materials from around the world. Nobody else even comes close.
I'm sorry for
It's
whoever
about
disliked
delivering
this
a more
video.
comfortable shave every time. Invented in Boston, made and sold around the world. Now starting at $7.99. Gillette, the best a man can get.
It's probably just sick because I talk too much right now.
Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange, the brewed with real lime and orange peels. You can taste the citrusy goodness. Well, you can't, but I just did. It was delicious. New for summer, Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange, brewed with real citrus peels.
Do we really have to choose him to be our next spokesperson?
He's so boring.
Sounds like
The
you're on
Bengals are
fence.
currently on the
Why
clock.
don't I just leave you my resume? Yes, it's laminated. No,
You're hired. Try caramel M&Ms.
Guys, I just want to say thank you again for
I need
32
a break.
subscribers. I never thought I would get this far in just 2 days. So I just want to say,
and until I'm
I just want to show my appreciation
reality
to you guys.
Can you feel it? You're connected to the World Cup. It's in your DNA.
The QBs that have been drafted are the first overall pick was Baker Mayfield. The third was
Watch the FIFA World Cup on Fox.
Sam Darnold.
Fox broadcast sponsor 23andMe help you find your team.
The Simpsons are about to make TV history. Be
and
there when
then
The Simpsons becomes TV's longest
Josh
running
Allen was
series, Sunday
also
on Fox.
Josh Allen to the Bills and Josh Rosen to the Cardinals.
Tonight here in Arlington, check out NFL Total Access on NFL Network right away. And in the meantime, you can check out some of the Pepsi Zero Sugar draft tweets on the banner below.
Okay, if we get one more like,
just made their selection.
get Josh Allen and
who traded down
Josh Rosen.
about an hour ago or 45 minutes ago.
If we get one more like, I'll be live streaming tomorrow
with the
too.
Patriots behind him at 23. And Lamar Jackson's still on the board. What are your thoughts on that, Daniel Jeremiah?
This is one of the teams we mentioned with them. When we're talking about where could Lamar Jackson potentially land in this draft, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Saints, we thought were doing it. They didn't do it, and the Patriots. So we're getting ready to come up on a bunch of these teams right here.
Well, which one do you think is most likely?
For Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
I just think that New England and Bill Belichick are so far outside the box. They have to consider it, and I think Bill Belichick would have a plan.
Guys,
for
where do you
that
think
kid
Lamar
who would make a
Jackson's
ton
going
of
to go?
sense.
I think he's going to go to
Meantime, let's get the Bengals
Patriots
pick from the commissioner.
with the 23rd pick, I think it is.
With the 21st pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Billy Price, center.
Billy Price, building up the offensive line. I like that pick. I like that pick. I'll be happy if I was a Bengals fan.
And Price can play all three interior offensive line positions. It's a great pick because they traded for Cordy Glenn, the left side.
Oh,
solid.
thank you
After
guys.
that,
I
they're
currently have 21
That gives them a
likes,
starting
so I
center
will
with
be
the
live
capability
streaming
of playing
tomorrow.
either guard.
Thank you.
So,
for the
two
support.
Ohio State players have been taken in the first round. One to Cleveland, one to Cincinnati. So, not a lot of moving charges when we're thinking of Buckeye State. Thank you, guys. Back with the Ravens pick, and the Patriots right behind that.
Why is there unlimited data so expensive? Who do those guys think they're fooling?
See it all the time.
They expect
Okay, bye,
all of us
Aaron.
to share?
So you're ready to switch.
For the family. Switch to Boost and get 3 lines with unlimited gigs for $100 per month. Plus, get up to 3 free phones with 20 gigs of mobile hotspot on each line. All on the super reliable and super fast nationwide network. Enjoy your data. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
We're here.
The Tennessee Titans just traded.
All new tonight at 10 on FX and FX Now.
I wasn't trying to wreck him. I just want to rattle his cage. Dale Sr.
The gloves come off.
Yankees, Angels on FS1.
The Tennessee Titans just traded. Okay, that's pretty interesting.
June 13th.
Oh, there's a mouse in here.
The clock starts ticking.
Ladies and gentlemen, thoughts down. The restaurant is closed. I've only got 24 hours to turn this business around.
These restaurants are on the brink.
The Tennessee Titans are on the clock. They currently have 5 minutes left. I see them trying to get a playmaker for Marcus Mariota to help him get over his edge and become an elite player.
All new Wednesday. Me and Luis know we're friends, but why not start the show off with a bang?
As friends are pitted against one another.
Jose, I'm sorry.
And I will be live streaming rounds 2 and 3 tomorrow, so because you guys smashed the like button goal by 3 likes.
Stop it.
Or will Luis take advantage?
Coming to dominate. Bell to bell.
The Ultimate Fighter Undefeated. All new Wednesday at 10 on FS1.
So if any of my friends are watching and you would like to be in the stream, just FaceTime me.
Sorry?
All systems are go for an all-new Bob's, Brooklyn, Family Guy, and Last Man.
No way.
Plus an event 30 years in the making. Be there when The Simpsons becomes TV's longest-running primetime series.
Let's go.
See it all first, Sunday on Fox.
How do you guys feel about your team's pick and who they drafted, or if they haven't drafted yet, who you want them to pick? I'm a Giants fan, so I'm pretty happy with the pick of Saquon Barkley. That's what I wanted them to get. I feel like he's going to be an electric playmaker who can
sometimes to keep track. Sometimes when
an electric playmaker who will get the Giants back to the playoffs.
To trade away Martavis Bryant. The Oakland Raiders got the 79th overall pick from Arizona tonight to allow Arizona to move up and acquire Josh Rosen. They took that pick from Arizona and handed it to Pittsburgh for Martavis Bryant to now run routes.
The pick is in for Tennessee.
And, so that claims that piece of housekeeping up. The Tennessee Titans just moved up and got a 6th-round selection from Baltimore, who moved 3 spots down and improved their 6th-round pick into a 4th-round selection. So they're amassing some picks, and Baltimore has now moved down twice tonight. They originally moved down to the Bills, who come up and take Tremaine Edmonds earlier tonight. So the Titans are about to have a pick. New England is 1 minute into being on the clock for the first of 2 times tonight. What do you think the Titans...
Cal Brogo, do you want the Patriots to pick Lamar Jackson? Or who do you want them to pick?
First-round edge guy in this draft, and that's Harold Landry from Boston College. Keep in mind, they're 2 edge guys. They play a 34 base. It's an outside linebacker position with Arakpo and Morgan. Both of them are in their 30s. Both are in contract years. Now, on top of that, at linebacker, they've got a need. Rashaan Evans or even wide receiver Calvin Ridley. I think they're the 3
With the 22nd pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Rashaan Evans, linebacker, Alabama.
Okay. Again, the Legend set 27. I'm sorry for having to put you on timeout previously, but I just don't want profanity to be on my channel.
16. He has some injuries during the season. Came out this year as a 1-year starter. Battled through a hernia injury early in the year. His tape is outstanding. Has production coming off the edge. I don't think that's where he's going to be at this level. But keep in mind with Tennessee what they have in linebacker. Wesley Woodard.
We're currently at 32 subscribers. So I just want to say again, thank you once again for all the support. And Titans fan, do you think that Rashaan Evans is a good player for your team? Is he going to be a good fit?
Mike Vrabel now has a piece to the defense hopping in front of the Patriots to go get. And the draft party in Nashville, Tennessee. Mike's the pick. Back from Dallas. We've had a lot of fun tonight so far. The Patriots have 2 draft choices. Pick number 23.
Again, I just want to give another shout out to my brother and full-time editor, Redstone Dude, my brother, or also known as Bruce KTS, his main channel. I wouldn't be able to do this all without him. Kai, come here. Can you go to my door after this?
Yeah, I'm just changing up the
lighting for the green screen.
Yeah, because you can see the lighting's kind of changing.
The extra crispy kernels and golden new and tasty. Cut the close-up of the crispy kernel. That's the name of the sandwich, because it's extra crispy like me. Cut back to the sandwich, then cut to me. Cut close on the sandwich, cut close on me. That's too close. Thanks. Let me hear them product attributes. Get the new crispy kernel sandwich with all the fixings for just $5.
Hey, if you are in the Dallas area, then don't miss your chance to experience a once-in-a-lifetime draft call that Live Your Draft Fantasy, presented by Portico's 000, only on the NFL Draft Experience. Been a fun night so far. The New England Patriots are on the clock right now, 5 and change. And it's been an interesting offseason, obviously, with Malcolm Butler and Deion Lewis.
They lost a lot of players
with Mike Vrabel on the Titans. Nate Solder.
So, Shay, they still have
the Giants.
They talked to ask me, are you going to do this again tomorrow for round 2 and 3?
I already answered that question. I will be doing it for round 2 and 3 because I smashed a letting go of 20 likes.
Rob Gronkowski's not going anywhere.
But you will or not?
I will.
And what time does this occur so that the subscribers will know?
Round 2 and 3 start at. Let me see. Round 2 and 3 start at.
I'm not sure anybody knows except them. First of all, I think we have to throw Lamar Jackson's name out there at some point with New England just because Bill's an outside-the-box thinker with a 41-year-old quarterback. The way I look at this, they could go corner. Mike Evans would be a logical player right here. There are several interior offensive linemen, including James Daniels, who plays at Iowa. And
round 2 starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 4 p.m.
DJ and David Lee.
Pacific Standard Time.
But New England did play defense last year. To add another pass rush, add another corner, to add another linebacker, just to have more athleticism on the defensive side makes a lot of sense to me.
To me, Mike Hughes, the corner, is the best player available right now, and it does fit a need here for the New England Patriots. I think that makes a lot of sense.
So do you guys still enjoy?
What do you think, Mooch? Butler's not there anymore, so the corner Mike Hughes or a Josh Jackson type guy, I don't think they're going to address the quarterback.
You guys still think that Lamar Jackson will be going to the Patriots?
Later on, or a Mason Rudolph, or a Kyle Lalletta, or a Luke Falk. I don't think it's right now. They have other team needs, whether it's in the offensive line or at corner. Troy?
Yeah, I just don't see Bill Belichick going with a quarterback right here in Lamar Jackson. But like Mike Mayock said, you never can really bet against what Belichick might do. He might be able to use him in some other positions, even though he wants to take
quarterback. The draft is almost over. We have 9 more picks
for the
first round of 2018. First round.
And I agree. The past
NFL draft
last year really struggled. They did pick up McCourty this past offseason.
Again, so when the Eagles select their player research pick, I want you guys to leave down below in the comments whether you like your team's pick or not, and who you would have rather have them take.
But you know Bill Belichick will have his guy that he really wants and will never let you know what he's doing until he makes the pick.
I know, and they've got a good idea right now, but we don't have pick 23 and 31 for the Patriots. Ian Rappaport, your thoughts?
The Patriots keep going a couple of different directions here. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson. I am told he visited pretty secretly with the Patriots early in the process. Then they flew out and worked him out. The reviews were positive. I'm told they were intrigued. When I talked to defensive coordinators around the league, they thought it would be the most Belichick move
Lamar Jackson
ever. Taking a look,
seems
from the college
very excited about this pick. That may lead to the possibility of him knowing he's going to be drafted.
No, I know a lot of
by getting like a phone call or something.
Hoping that I guess Colton Miller would fall down to this.
So again, you never know. He might just be enjoying the time, the time he has here on this amazing night for all the players. Oh, and the pick is in. The pick is in because, as you can see, right where my cursor is, yeah, it says right there. But when the timer goes away, that means the pick is in.
Williams is a guard, but with a quick set and the way he plays, he could play tackle with New England.
I remember a tackle at Fresno State they drafted and kicked inside the guard.
Yeah.
Logan Mankins worked out pretty good. Maybe that's what they do here.
All right, the pick is in. Carolina is now on the clock, and then we're assuming Baltimore's going to choose. They've already traded down twice tonight with the Falcons behind them, and then somebody's eventually going to have to cash in the 27th.
Again, guys, I'm sorry if I'm not as entertaining as I was in the beginning of the stream. It's because
about 2 trades ago, Rich.
You know what?
I've been streaming for a while, and I'm getting pretty tired, but I'm pushing through for you guys.
You're on our draft coverage on NFL Network and on Fox. It's time for the New England Patriots' first of 2 picks tonight. This is the one again that belonged to the Los Angeles Rams. They traded it to.
This was the pick that the Patriots got when they traded Brandon Cooks to the Rams. And the Rams team has been looking pretty good with the new additions of Akeem Talib, Marcus Peters, and Brandon Cooks, and Ndamukong Suh. But they also lost Alec Ogletree to my Giants. So I like how the Rams have been. I like how aggressive the Rams have been, and I can see them making huge strides in Jared Goff's third season.
90 seconds into pick 24.
With the 23rd pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Isaiah Wynn. Tackle, Georgia.
Okay.
Wow. It said tackle, Mike. Yeah, it didn't say guard. They said tackle.
They announced him as a tackle. Most of the league looks at him as a guard, but he fits what Dante Scarnecchia, the offensive line coach,
I was not expecting that.
looks for. He's
Do you guys think Lamar Jackson will make
He's a
it
left
in the
tackle
first round?
conversion for most of the league. However,
I think that'll be one of the biggest stories of the second round if he falls through.
He pops out of his stance. He fits a zone scheme. And
That could be a possible target in Denver Broncos in the second round.
Pass protection guys I've seen in college football in years.
All right. So the fans there in New England love it. How many of them have to start Googling Isaiah Wynn right now? Oh, man. Panthers, Ravens, Falcons, Seahawks coming up.
Panthers.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake.
Panthers are playing in a very competitive division. And if Jameis Winston makes the strides he's supposed to in his last year, then the Panthers the Buccaneers could be very dangerous. Which means that the Panthers have to improve as well as the rest of the NFC South in order to match up with each other.
It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
7 years, never a scratch.
That's more than a scratch.
What do you think about a new truck, buddy?
State Farm knows it's more than a truck, so why not give it the protection it deserves?
I am so sorry.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Today, historical sites are disappearing, but AI can help us bring history back to life.
To recreate historical sites, we had to stitch hundreds of pictures one by one. With Microsoft AI, we are able to stitch hundreds of thousands of pictures in one night. I need to make it possible because it's so important to do it. With artificial intelligence, you can go in, you can experience it.
Oh no, save the pizza. Get the pizza, get the pizza. It's all good. Oh, don't slip. Don't slip. Don't slip.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store.
So yes, once again, I'll be posting Fortnite mobile gameplay tomorrow.
Stand in the way of enjoying the moment. Allegra is the fastest
Most likely
non-drowsy allergy relief. In just 1 hour, it starts tackling tough allergy symptoms for 24 hours of relief. Get back to the moment with Allegra.
New for summer, Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange. Brewed with real lime and orange peels to be the most summery beer on the planet. Possibly other planets too. Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange. Brewed with real citrus peels.
And in the shotgun, Scooters trailing by 3.
Second and goal at the 4. He's back. He punts. The pass is in.
All right, start your day with First Things First. Join Chris Carter, Nick Wright, and Jenna Wolf for the best sports show on television, weekday mornings at 6:30 Eastern on FS1. All right, pick number 24, guys. The Carolina Panthers are on the clock, and you know what? They're 28th in passing offense and 18th in pass defense. Those are their two weaknesses that they need to address in some way. Guys, do they go with a corner like a Mike Hughes, or do they go with one of those receivers? All the receivers are available, Steve.
I mean, Mike Hughes is a great pick, but I don't believe that they're going to get a wide receiver. They have to get a wide receiver. You don't let Calvin Ridley and DJ Moore pass. You don't pass those two guys up. I believe that the next two picks will be wide receivers. They can shock me with a corner, but I doubt it because these guys, DJ Moore, what he brings to the table, he's catching unbelievable passes. He's done that with a backup quarterback and then a backup quarterback, and he's put up great numbers.
So you think your next two picks are your last two teams, huh? The Panthers and Baltimore, both receivers?
Yes.
Hey, but you look at this and you see what's happened with the Carolina Panthers, and they trade Kelvin Benjamin last year in the middle of the season. Devin Funchess becomes their go-to guy. They've got some young players that are talented, but they're inexperienced. They go out this offseason, they pick up Torrey Smith, they got some threat down the field, and then, of course, Julius Wright, who's a slot receiver. Norv Turner has taken over as the offensive coordinator. They're getting ready to implement a passing game unlike anything Cam Newton has seen so far in his career. I would be shocked if they don't take a wide receiver here. I like DJ Moore. Could be Calvin Ridley, but I think it's going to be a wide receiver.
I do too, and I think Norv Turner needs another receiver in that passing game for weapons for Cam Newton. Guys, take it away inside, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, Troy and Mooch are definitely our Norv whisperers. There's no doubt about that. They know him very well. The Mike Mayock Top 100 Best Available presented by Bud Light. James Daniels is atop that board right now, with Harold Landry behind him, and then Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I agree with Steve. I think we're going to see one or two wide receivers right here.
With the 24th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select DJ Moore, wide receiver, Maryland.
DJ Moore's way, who leaps up and makes the grab. The 2017 Big Ten Richter Howard Receiver of the Year, DJ Moore, wide receiver.
So there you go. It still takes a lot for me to get used to hear Maryland referred to as Big Ten. But there he is at home, presented by Oikos 000. DJ Moore is now going to join Devin Funchess and the re-signed Greg Olsen and Christian McCaffrey, and obviously Cam Newton quarterbacked offense with Norv Turner coordinating it in Carolina.
He actually had 8 quarterbacks in his 3 years there, including 3 this year, and still caught 80 passes for over 1,000 yards. I love his run after catch. I love his toughness. He's got an edge about him. 6 feet 210. He's built like a running back. He's got all kinds. He was a fast riser throughout the draft. 8 different quarterbacks in 3 years. Run after catch like a running back. He's got to learn how to run routes a little bit. I think Steve Stiff could help him a little bit. Look at him run through the defensive end. When the ball's in his hands, he thinks he's better than anybody else on that field. Is he a little bit raw? Yeah, but strong hands. He ran into low 4.4s. Good catch, natural catcher of the football. Strong hands up in the air. He rips it away from people, back of the end zone, plays bigger than 6 feet. He's a pick that I really like. And Steve Smith, you and I both have him number 1 on our wide receiver board. Tell us why.
He's on your
let's get some more action in the comments.
Because he's a playmaker.
Let me know
you said that
if you're happy with your team's picks or not.
I think he can run every route on the route tree. A PhD in route running. He can line up in the slot. He can line up outside. He's elusive. He'll run through you. He'll run around you, and he'll run away from you. If you really want to know the truth of how I feel, they have never been able to replace me until today. DJ Moore will be at that organization for a long time, and I look forward to talking about him on the network.
They say.
Wow. Well said. You should drop the mic after that. Oh, he did. He just placed it down. Just placed the microphone down after that one. All right, so
if I jump in real quick here.
Sure,
Troy said something really huge about Norv Turner coming in there and Christian McCaffrey. The big thing the last 2 years with Cam Newton is keeping him upright, keeping him healthy. Get a guy that get the ball out of his hands quickly. You saw Christian McCaffrey with 80 catches last year. You got another guy that can run after the catch. Not everything has to be a bomb down the field. We can get a lot of yards now, get that ball out of his hands. I think Norv Turner's going to do a great job down there.
And by the way, I was remiss. That's right. Defending Super Bowl champion, where a Super Bowl winner from last year, Torrey Smith, is now there. So two turtles at the wide receiver position right there. Okay, the Ravens, we assume, are finally going to make their pick. They traded down twice with the Falcons, Seahawks, who've also traded down, and Steelers. Don't miss that one.
The moment you realize grilling out shouldn't mean missing out. At Lowe's, we have Charbroil grills with a true infrared cooking system, which prevents flare-ups and keeps your food juicy. It's so forgiving, you'll spend less time worrying about the grill and more time entertaining. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's.
Get the full line of Charbroil Commercial Series True Infrared Grills, only at Lowe's.
Carl, I didn't know we were...
Keep Dandruff from ruining date night.
Carl and I go everywhere together.
With Selsun Blue, it's powerful relief from flakes and itch.
How could you? Selsun Blue?
We'll never find a safe used car.
Start at thenewcarfax.com.
Show me minivans with no reported accidents.
Boom.
Love it. Show me the Carfax.
Start your used car search at theallnewcarfax.com.
Okie dokie. So we are back, NFL and Fox, for the first round of the draft. Thrilled to be partnering up for a big night here in Dallas, and we're back tomorrow for night 2, rounds 2 and 3 at 7 Eastern Time, 6 local time right here in the Dallas area. And if you are here, please check out your once-in-a-lifetime draft call experience at Live Your Draft Fantasy, presented by Oikos 000. Only at the NFL Draft Experience.
You think that the Ravens are going to select a wide receiver to become the next, become the new Steve Smith?
My broadcast from 12 to 3 Eastern out there today. It was a lot of fun. I'll be up there tomorrow, so stop by and say hi there too. Steve Smith's going to be on the show tomorrow. We'll talk about how he gently put the microphone down instead of
that's pretty cool.
Instead of dropping it right there.
Pretty
cool. The Ravens are I mean, they need a receiver. There's one from Alabama. This is Ozzie Newsome's final first-round draft choice as a general manager. I mean, does this have Calvin Ridley written all over it?
It really could. We talked about this. This could also be Lamar Jackson. With Ozzie's last pick, maybe he picks the quarterback of the future, or he takes that receiver from Alabama.
I agree. Those two names I had on my head, David. Exact same too.
I keep an eye on tight end too. They were smart. If
I
it is
think-
tight
I
end,
feel
they were
like
smart
that,
because they didn't need to take him where they were
The
initially
Ravens are
picking.
going to
So trade back,
select
get some
a
extra
wide
picks,
receiver
get some value if they do choose to go in that direction. They'll have their choice of the tight ends.
just because
Which one do you like?
they're trying to
For
do
me,
the
it's
same
Hayden
thing that the
Hurst
Giants were
from South
essentially trying
Carolina.
to
You
do,
are on that one,
and reviving their
At tight end,
quarterback's
I've got
career
Hayden Hurst as number
and
one
trying to
tight
get
end. I still think it
a couple more
probably won't be
vintage
Ridley,
moments
though.
out of them.
Okay, so again, Lamar
Like Giants is
Jackson
probably
is
drafting
green jacket.
Saquon Barkley,
That's
and
good
Ravens
stuff.
are
In the,
probably going to
in
do
the
this by
green
drafting
room, still, Ian Rappaport,
wide
what can
receiver?
you tell us about his evening this evening and when it might end coming out of the green room?
Rich, first of all, you guys may have been on the money with the Ravens. One of their plans going into the draft was to trade back and take a tight end. So we'll see if that's what they end up doing. But it is a potential landing spot for Lamar
maybe
Jackson.
Mike
They were having
Gesicki.
these conversations. Baltimore was, what would our offense look like with
And
Lamar
the tight end
Jackson?
has
And what
10.
would we have to change? Which is basically
Say it.
everything. A couple other possible landing spots. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who have Blake Bortles, just on a short deal. I'm told they have a little bit of interest. And then, of course, there is the Patriots, who did visit with him twice. They're still
Saquon
looking at
Barkley, and
31.
All right, Ian, appreciate
saw a lot
that.
of his
The
highlights
pick
in
is
there, so I don't really know much about
Atlanta
him.
is
But
now on the
it seems
clock,
pretty
a minute into that pick right there. There's Mike Mayock's top 100 best available. presented by Bud Light. Okay, so the commissioner's going to come out. The Ravens, again, initially started at 16th overall and then traded down so the Bills could come up and take Tremaine Edmonds. And then they traded down again so the Titans could come up and take Rashawn Evans. So this pick belonged to the Titans. It's now 25th overall. And it's time to get the latest Baltimore Raven pick. Again, what an incredible general managing career for Ozzie Newsome. His final first-round selection in B-City.
Okay, let's see
With
if my
the
prediction is
25th
right.
pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Hayden Hurst.
There you go,
tight
DJ.
end, South
Okay,
Carolina.
they got a tight end. They got a tight end.
Smart pick, DJ.
Smart way to maneuver around the board, right, Mike?
Yeah, that's classic Ozzie and Eric DeCosta, moving down twice, get the guy for the right value, 6'4.5", 250 from South Carolina. He was a Pirates pitcher, got the yips, all of a sudden became a football player, natural hand snatcher. You can see it from his baseball ability.
I feel like it was either him,
in the run game, and I think
Mike
that's
Gesicki, or a wide receiver.
that you've got to commit to run block also.
Personally, would have probably
so he
taken
can
Mike
play
Gesicki,
outside, use his
or
body,
however you
pivots
say
to
his
get
name.
away from a safety, catches the ball really easily
Because
and
he seems
naturally.
very explosive.
Coming down on a little RPO in the open field.
Oh,
Now look, he's
okay.
an athlete, folks. He's
This guy's
got 4'7",
pretty good.
but I think he plays faster. They even hand him the football on the end around. Drops to pad level and finishes. And there it is with the cut block. He is a willing participant in the run game.
I like this pick.
And
This
that's
pick,
why the
he's gonna help
Ravens
out the
like him.
Ravens.
By the way, do you guys remember, I know you do, Ozzie Newsome's first 2 picks as a GM when they went from Cleveland to Baltimore?
Yeah. Ray Lewis, Jonathan Ogden, not bad.
2 Hall of Fame players with his first 2 picks in his first draft in 1996.
And to finish it up with a tight end is kind of perfect there.
Pretty cool.
For Ozzie. But this is an interesting story here with Hayden Hurst with the baseball background. I know in talking to the coaches, you see him here pitching in high school, letting it rip. I talked to the strength coach at South Carolina. He said when they got there, they wonder how tough this guy is. He's a baseball player. He said he proved himself immediately to the point where they had to give him a key to the weight room. So this was not just a typical baseball player. He was out there grinding and working hard. And you see right there in the Pirates uniform, Rich.
That's a throwback Thursday here on Draft Night Thursday.
And I would say this. Mike said something earlier that I think is really, really important here. He talked about today's NFL. In today's NFL, it's all about matchups. And here's a guy that can line up in the slot. He's kind of a big receiver. He's got great feet for his size. He can win matchups against smaller nickels and safeties. And you can see his run-up catchability as well. I think this guy is a potential game changer on those third down and intermediates where you have to find a guy and you got a big, tall quarterback in there that can work the pocket. It's a big pick for the Ravens.
So unless somebody comes from the second round from tomorrow night to come up tonight to select Lamar Jackson, the Falcons on the clock are not going to be that team. And then the Seahawks after that, not going to be that team. Then the Steelers after them, not going to be that team. I think. Is there like an outside shot here?
Now, I'd say outside. There's been some conversation what they could do with that type of quarterback and how long will Ben be around. But I would call it very much an outside shot. Ian talked about
the Jaguars,
Jackson, which makes some sense.
At 29, the Vikings are not going to be that team. And there's the Patriots, and then obviously the Eagles sitting at 32, not going to be that team. But that is the spot where somebody might want to come back in and get that 5th year of contractual control that comes with a first-round selection.
The Eagles want out at 32.
Yeah, they
picks
do.
for sale. So.
Okay. Steve Mariucci, you have the floor.
Well, look at that guy all dressed up in that green. He's having a good time back there, hoping he gets picked today.
Like mom or
Very
somebody?
capable quarterback. He can run like a deer. What I see is this kid is very coachable. He has improved each year. He's learning how to play from the pocket. If that's where an athletic quarterback needs to improve, he's done that. He will take another step next year. And so, Steve, where do you think this guy could fit? I don't know if he gets by 31 with the New England Patriots or not, if they want to go in a direction like that. But
This just
certainly,
shows how much
sometime
how
soon,
families
this guy's going to take
Lamar
it off the
Jackson,
board.
having his
Well,
family
Lamar-
here on this big
Lamar
day with
Jackson
him.
has done a great job
Embracing
of
them.
improving year in and year out. And he's just going to continue to improve. He reminds
Lamar
me of
Jackson's
Deshaun
going to be a
Watson.
quarterback in
He's
the
a guy that
NFL.
just gets better.
I don't want to hear any of this. He's going to be a wide
So,
receiver.
I believe whoever gets
He's
him
a
will get a guy
quarterback
who understands
and
how to
will
learn.
continue to be a
And
quarterback
he will improve and get
throughout
better.
his career.
Here comes the pick.
You know, and Deshaun Watson was the runner-up when Lamar Jackson won the Heisman Trophy. We just saw it Deshaun Watson was able to do in this league last year. So a little bit of a mystery in a way why Lamar Jackson is still sitting in that room. Let's get the Falcons pick.
With the 26th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, wow.
Alabama.
This is going to complement Julio really well.
Calvin Ridley, wide receiver.
Ridley's playing with turbo speed.
A 2017 first team All-SEC selection.
At home with Calvin Ridley in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Presented by Oikos 000, overcoming with emotion right here. What a neat moment where the Falcons rise up. Pat, his whole family, dream being realized. That's awesome. And we would say, we return to Twitter to see what Julio Jones thinks about an Alabama Crimson Tide receiver joining him, but we all know he's kind of changed his social media strategy over the last 48 hours.
He's familiar playing in that Falcon Stadium, too. SEC championship.
Oh, yeah.
National championship.
That's right. Look at him. Oh, look at him. He's crying. This is awesome.
And his brother's at the University of Georgia.
And he joins a heck of an offense.
Wow.
Just an absolute brilliant offense in Atlanta. And his old offensive coordinator for a hot minute, right? Is there
Freeman and Coleman on beast.
Yep.
Julio
And understand, they went from the number 1 scoring team in the league in 16 to the number 15 team
They're
last
overtaking
year.
the
They
Saints.
lost 11 points per game on offense.
Yes.
And they also lost Taylor Gabriel, the wide receiver who was their vertical threat. He steps in day one and takes some pressure off of Julio Jones.
All right, no wide receivers go in the first 23 picks, and then 2 out of the last 3 have been wide receivers. NFL Total Access when we are done. The Seattle Seahawks are on the clock when we come back.
Seahawks are on the clock. Okay. I can see an offensive lineman pick here. And then we have 6 picks left. Here I have it. After this is done, we'll go back to like 30 minutes. 15 minutes? 30 minutes. Chiefs got the best offense. Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback. Okay, they have a pretty good offense, but nothing special.
The Resident, only Monday on Fox.
I mean, with Tyreek and Kareem Hunt and Kelsey. That's pretty good, but they don't have a true. We don't know what Patrick Mahomes is going to be like yet.
Fergie hosts The 4 Battle for Stardom, June 7th on Fox.
Thursday.
Welcome to Atlanta.
The award-winning FX original series is back.
Our series is so intense.
I kind of want to see this.
The stunters have become the stunted. Atlanta.
Oh yeah, they have walk-ins. I
Thursday
forgot
at
about
10.
that.
Boom. On FX. And FX Now.
On June 7th, the singing competition that took America by storm.
Welcome to the 4.
Is back. With Sean Diddy
If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below because it really helps out a lot.
Bundle up. 4 rising stars.
Okay, I haven't watched it that much.
The 4 Battle for Stardom returns June 7th on Fox.
So yeah, anyway, if you guys are like enjoying the stream, please subscribe and leave a like down below and turn on that post notification bell. It really helps out a lot for a new growing channel like me.
deliciously suspenseful with two of TV's finest performers. Don't miss one of the greatest drama series in television history, The Americans, the final season, Wednesdays at 10, only on FX.
Come on now. Ain't me yourself. All I'm saying is, those scripts out. Whitlock, I'm a polarized fire starter. Whitlock has created a fire. I am what I am. Counters. Here's my problem with what has happened in the American media. We have deep-rooted issues.
Yeah, let's go, Noah Cahill. Let's go. Go Giants. Yeah, Flowers is pretty bad. I want the Giants to trade him for him. Thanks for the support.
Some of the stars of tonight's affair coming out, celebrating the moment that they have been christened as National Football League players worthy of a first-round draft choice. The offseason losses for the Seattle Seahawks have been many. Michael Bennett is in Philadelphia. Sheldon Richardson is now in Minnesota. Jimmy Graham is now in Green Bay. Richard Sherman.
Yeah, finally, Dave Gettleman and Pat Sherman.
The Legion of Boom is now
it's major improvements from
right now. And we all know
Jerry Reese and Ben McAdoo.
Thomas
Saquon Barkley's a generational player. I'm so happy that we have him.
Home team door when these two teams played each other, saying, "Hey, come get me," because he's
Eric Flowers, Eli Apple.
Made it be known that maybe he would like to finish his career here. Pete Carroll basically said Earl Thomas is on our team and he's going to stay put. But it's just interesting times, to say the least, in
Eric
the
Flowers
Pacific
and Eli
Northwest
Apple
right
are
now,
just
right?
It's interesting.
horrendous.
They moved from 18 to 27.
The only player the Giants have drafted right,
but still have the
first-round
same
picks.
players
Evan
available
Ingram,
to them.
Odell.
You either have to go edge or corner,
Can't even think
in
of
my
anybody
opinion.
else.
The
in the
last
past 5
remaining
years.
first-round value at edge is Harold Landry. If they want to go corner, there's some
Landon
interesting
Collins
conversations out there. Mike Hughes, Josh Jackson, who a lot of people want to compare to Richard Sherman,
Or get
or
Jester.
Isaiah
No,
Oliver
I'm
from
not.
Colorado. So, DJ, I think it's got to be one of those 4 guys.
Isaiah Oliver is gives you that size, but also has the explosiveness. That's where I think that could be him over Josh Jackson. But the interesting thing with Josh Jackson, the comparison all along with him was your guy, Richard Sherman.
There's no question. And Richard wasn't the fastest guy, but he was long, he was physical, and can play in that style. Staying high and outside, be ready to drive down and make big tackles.
Right.
That guy could be a perfect fit.
On the Honda War Room cam, we took a look at it. If we could show it up one more time, if you have it, there's Pete Carroll and John Schneider and the owner, Paul Allen, in the draft room.
Yep.
I recall seeing
I
Paul
think he won a
Allen
Super
in the
Bowl
draft
this year
room very
with
often when we've seen him on
Eli
draft
Manning.
night.
He just has
He
to
doesn't need
give
to
us
be there
a
tomorrow because they don't have a
vintage
second or
moment.
third, or did they just get one for the
We can
trade
go all the
back?
way.
I think they got a third.
They got a third?
Yeah, so I guess he'll be,
Seahawks,
he'll
they
be
finally
somewhere
picked.
else, but maybe he'll be off on a gig or something like that, playing his guitar. So the Steelers are now on the clock, 9 minutes until their pick, and it's going to be a really special pick when it's announced here in the draft hall. So do not leave your sets. Just going to throw that one out there right now. So the Seattle Seahawks pick is in, and then the Steelers are up. I'll just give you the floor wherever you want to go on this conversation.
On the Steelers or
you name it. What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, from a Seattle perspective, just to finish it up, remember Cliff Avrill's 32 coming off the neck. Nobody knows whether he's going to play or not. And Frank Clark, who had 9 sacks last year, he's in a contract year. So Harold Landry could be in play. Regarding Pittsburgh, DJ and Coach, I gave him a running back in my mock draft just because of the whole situation with Le'Veon Bell.
Nick Soldier
And there are some good
will
backs
finally
there.
he'll finally feel comfortable with
With the
Saquon,
27th
Odell.
pick in the 2018 draft,
Eli's going to be amazing.
the Seattle Seahawks select Rashad Penny, running back, San Diego State.
Okay.
How about that? Think he's going defense, they go offense. The premier kick returner and the full-time 3-down back, Rashad Penny. He was the Mountain West Offensive and Special Teams Player of the Year. 8 kick return touchdown. I hate to say this, Coach, but his Stanford tape was outstanding.
I saw it firsthand. The guy is big, he's physical, he breaks tackles, he doesn't have the high level speed that top kids
Again,
have.
I'm going to put credit. I put credit to the original NFL draft and description. I got this from Fox Sports Go.
And then when you get him in the return game, I would say outside of Saquon Barkley, he's
And
the best kickoff return
subscribe to
guy
my
in the
man
country.
Aaron
8 touchdowns. He went to Mobile, Alabama.
And I post great Fortnite content as well as NBA 2K, Madden.
It's a little
Just a bunch of
surprising
gameplay,
he went
and
that early.
my
But
brother,
if you look at Seattle,
with
their
KTS,
recent history at the running back position, he brings
he's a
some
great
stability. He can play all 3 downs.
Production. So,
yeah, he's gonna make Pro Bowl. No luck in the field. Yes, Rookie of the Year, Pro Bowl, first team All Pro, or second team All Pro, or something. He's gonna be an All Pro.
With Russell Wilson, we're back with the Steelers pick. Do not miss it.
We came here for the friends. And we got to know friends of our friends. And our old friends from middle school.
If you wouldn't mind subscribing if you haven't already, it really helps out, as well as everybody else.
And we discovered our uncle used to
It
play
just
in the
helps out a new channel
he was young once too.
a lot, and I would really enjoy your support.
And we found others just like us.
It would make my day.
And just like that, I felt a little less alone. But then something happened. We had to deal with spam, clickbait, fake news, and data misuse.
Yeah, clickbait's trash. Nobody
That's
likes
going to
clickbait.
change. From now on, Facebook will do more to keep you safe and protect your privacy, so we can all get back to what made Facebook good in the first place. Friends. Because when this place does what it was built for,
Watch this
then we'll all
Steelers
get a
trade
little
now.
closer.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? Good husband? Is that it? Good? Of course not. King of the hill? Better. Top of your game? Win. All powerful. Like a boss. Like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC with over $10,500 total value on a specially equipped Sierra SLT Crew Cab model when you finance through GM Financial. We are professional grade. GMC.
The Bell Illuminati is something new for the masses. A blend of 3 cheeses melted over seasoned beef, wrapped in a warm tortilla. And it's only $1. It's time to investigate the new $1 triple melt burrito at Taco Bell.
Steelers picked now because you can see the timer over here. It's gone, so we can see the Steelers pick their player. Now we just have to wait for the commercial break to be over. See if he was in. We have to wait for the commercial break to be over, and then we can find out if the Pittsburgh Steelers picked the 28th pick in 2018 NFL Draft.
May 29th on Fox.
The only way to be a true artist is to lose yourself in it completely.
Genius Picasso on National Geographic.
No, not this again. Just turn this off. This hurts.
All right, 6 more picks, and after that's all done and in the books, we'll send things over to NFL Total Access on NFL Network to review night 1 and get you set for night number 2 here in the Metroplex. It is that time of night, Ian Rappaport, for teams to trade back into the first round. Who here is trying to do exactly that?
I'll give you 2 big ones, Rich. First of all, the Oakland Raiders, who have moved around a little bit earlier in this draft. They're a team that's trying to come up from 2 into 1, and then the Chicago Bears would have to make a big leap. They're another team, Rich, trying to come all the way up.
All right, Ian Rappaport, the Pittsburgh Steelers are about to make their pick. And what we're about to see for the pick announcement, there's only one way to put it. It is inspirational. It is something else, and it is a sight for sore eyes.
We have a very special moment to make the announcement of the Pittsburgh Steelers selection. We are honored to have with us an extraordinary man who continues to amaze us with his unyielding determination and his unwavering spirit. We are so proud of him, and he inspires us all. Please welcome, joined by his fiancée Michelle, Ryan Shazier.
Whoa, Ryan Shazier, not Shazier. Wow, he can walk. Uncomfortable, that's amazing. I think Winter would never be able to walk soon.
And with the 28th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Terrell Edmonds.
So Ryan Shazier walks out and welcomes into the mix to the defense in Pittsburgh Terrell Edmonds, who, as we all know, is the first time in the NFL draft history that brothers were taken in the same first round.
I believe in Shazier.
Darnold was taken by the Bills 16th overall. And now it is Terrell Edmonds taken 28th overall, as announced by Ryan Shazier. That was an awesome moment.
I got chill bumps watching Ryan Shazier walk out there with his fiancée, considering where he's coming from. Wow. And then the second piece of it is the Edmonds brothers. DJ, you and I looked at each other.
Yeah, it's surprising.
And let me tell you something about the Edmonds family. Their father played in the NFL. There's a former NFL coach by the name of Doug Graber who helps coach defensive backs in the Pensacola camp prior to the combine. So he worked with this young man. And when I talked to Coach Graber about him, he said, Mike, these two kids, these two brothers, are two of the nicest, most respectful kids I've ever met. Look at that.
And there goes Ryan Shazier walking off the stage here in Dallas. And on the Honda War Room cam, that was the Steelers watching Ryan announce the pick that they phoned in here. And moments ago, Odell Beckham throwing that out. Tweet in the direction of Ryan Shazier.
Go, OBJ.
Yeah. We're with you. We are with you. Quite a surprise. Yeah, the Steelers fans are stunned. Steelers fans here, the season ticket holders that got the chance to get the 50 seats allotted to them. Wow. Yeah, they can't get
Hey, guys,
it's so emotional. Prime, take it away. Welcome to Terrell Edmonds.
It's hard.
Jaguars just picked.
That just tore me apart, guys. I apologize. I'm trying to be professional, but that got me.
Yes, sir.
God, praying for that gentleman. How special was that for you?
That was amazing, man. Just seeing a fantastic player like himself just actually calling my name, that was a blessing, honestly.
How excited are you in this moment?
I'm very excited. I'm ready to get things rolling, and I'm just blessed with this opportunity.
Man, I'm proud of you, man. You're looking good too, by the way.
Thank you.
Bless you. Back to you guys, Rich.
He's a very physical football player. Look at the size, 6 feet, 217 pounds. Played him a lot in the box. Could almost play dime linebacker. Big and explosive athlete, box safety, dime linebacker. I think the key here is he can match tight ends. The Pittsburgh Steelers were looking for another safety, and you can see him just how physical he is at the point of attack.
That's a pick.
Finds the football, rips it out of the wide receiver's hands. Again,
that's a pick.
Opens his hips, drives on the ball in zone coverage. Can you imagine those two brothers playing on the same defense? And as I told you, Coach Graber could not say enough nice things about the family. about how respectful and hardworking those two young men were. When you see that on the heels of Ryan Shazier, you kind of get a little choked up.
There it is. Football is family indeed. Not just because we saw the very first round tonight. Brothers drafted in the first round of the same draft. But we also saw Ryan Shazier come out with his fiancée, surrounded by his family backstage, walk out of the game.
The 29th pick is
The
up.
determination on his face
Sure.
when he was walking
To get out there.
That was unbelievable. And we talked the other day. The Pittsburgh Steelers, so often when they pick somebody, we look back and say, "Yep, that makes perfect sense." You see a big, physical, long safety that can cover. Absolutely, of course, he's going to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And by the way, the Bills and Steelers do not play each other this year. Those are the two teams that drafted the Edmonds brothers, but they are scheduled to play in 2019. Meanwhile, the team that eliminated the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs last year, what an incredible run the Jacksonville Jaguars made to the AFC Championship game and darn near made the Super Bowl last year. Their pick is about to be announced. What do you think?
We've seen some of these veteran quarterbacks dodge the heir apparent. We saw it all the way up there with Eli Manning. We saw it with Drew Brees.
Right.
Is Blake Bortles going to be able to dodge it?
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, exactly. Another one.
And obviously,
here we go.
You know, the question is Bortles about to?
Jaguars.
With the
Who do you
29th
guys think
pick
is going to
in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Taven Bryan,
Wow.
defensive tackle, Florida.
Okay. So
They are so good up front. Rich, they are so good up front. You start talking about Ngakoue, Malik Jackson, Calais Campbell. I mean, they've got to make a decision on Dante Fowler and his contract. This young man's a one-year starter with Florida. Explosive, freakish athlete. Ran 4.9 at almost 300 pounds. The one-year starter worries some people. 6'5", 291. Combine workout was absolutely outstanding. One-year wonder, high ceiling. He had Gerald McCoy measurables at the combine, but didn't have the same production coming out. He's a one gap and go, get up the field, defensive tackle. A natural free technique. You see that get off, coach? Pretty special. Now, part of the problem was in this game right here against Florida State, even though that's tremendous get off right there, I counted him on the ground 13 times against Florida State. So I thought I watched 4 tapes. 3 of them were outstanding. 1 of them was not. But his upside is through the roof. Watch him control the guard, eyes on the football, enough quickness to tackle Chubb. If he's well coached and gets in the right defensive line room where they force him to work hard, this kid's got a chance to be very special.
We talk so much about fit. You look at who this guy's going to be playing with. Look at that. They're going to be on him. Hey, you just do your job. We'll handle everything else. This guy can get off the ball. He's fast. He's explosive. He can make plays. He catches your eye because he's so big and gets off the ball quicker than anybody.
We talked about it a little earlier, too. This is the Eagles effect. Seeing that wave of defensive linemen they threw at you last year. You can't have too many of them up front. Jacksonville, as dominant as they were on defense, they add another piece like this one. I mean, this is going to be a defense absolutely nobody wants to see.
They didn't pick it, but they called it the pick.
And then there's that alpha male and Jalen Ramsey on the back end. A.J. Bouye on the back end. Right? I mean,
I did their wild card game against Buffalo, and it was just like Buffalo could play for a week and a half and not score 21 points against that defense.
Yeah. And you did the radio call. I was listening to you, and I was so thrilled because you were watching punting at its finest.
Dude, punters are people
game.
too.
Darn straight.
And on day 3, we're going to talk about a couple.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. They're going to be 2 or 3 punters going.
Hey, but let's be honest here. If this team was named the New England Patriots, they'd be the favorites to make the Super Bowl and win it. No question. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, nobody really talks about them all that.
A lot of people. How good is this team? And there are a lot of people's minds. That's the scope of what you hear. These guys are so good on defense. Now they add another piece like that. We'll see what they do the rest of the draft. They're in attack mode the entire game.
And they up the degree of difficulty because they've been picking in the top 5 for a million years. Now they got to go down to the bottom of the first round and live a little differently.
I like what the curmudgeon Tom Coughlin did. He came in there, and I say that very kind because I love Tom Coughlin, but he came in and he and Coach Marone changed how they play football down. Physical, tough. They practiced hard. It was really fun watching them run the football, stick it right up people's throats, and play great defense.
By the way, Jacksonville opens week 1 at the Giants. Saquon Barkley will be running into that defense in his first pro game. Now here's the Vikings.
Where what?
That made the NFC Championship game as well.
With the 30th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Mike Hughes, defensive back, University of Central Florida.
There's been a lot of defense this draft.
A 2017 first team All AAC selection. Mike Hughes, cornerback.
I like this move. This is a Mike Zimmer pick here, right?
Yeah, I like it a lot. They've already got Trey Wayans, a first-round pick at one corner. Xavier Rhodes is turning into one of the best in the league at another corner. But
not my dad, right?
Mackenzie Alexander has not played great football, and I think this kid could come inside and compete day one. He's a competitor, DJ, you and I were talking about.
He's my 15th overall player. That's a heck of a value for the Vikings.
Down there at 30. So the Vikings get Kirk Cousins, the biggest free agent splash that there was. Sheldon Richardson comes and adds to that defensive line. Now they
We're out of Bud Light. Let the Bud Light flow once again. Dilly dilly. Dilly. Need a fresh keg here too. It's really loud in my face.
A keg of Bud Light is changed every 6 seconds. Enjoy it fresh.
This may look like a car, but it's not a car. Because we don't make just cars. We make technology that moves people. This is the all-new Nissan Leaf, featuring Nissan Intelligent Mobility with tech like Pro Pilot Assist that is reinventing and changing the way we commute. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
I hear they only use high-quality ingredients here.
Mom, look, it's Heinz mayo.
Not the lettuce, honey. He's really excited to see you.
You sandwiches seem to love my new mayonnaise.
It looks so deliciously creamy.
And it's made with 100% cage-free eggs.
It's amazing.
He doesn't seem so amazed. I'm not worried.
Sandwiches can't resist the great taste of Heinz. Introducing deliciously creamy Heinz Real Mayonnaise.
Why is their unlimited data so expensive? Who do those guys think they're fooling?
See it all the time.
They expect all of us to share?
So, you're ready to switch.
For the family. Switch to Boost and get 3 lines with unlimited gigs for
Sorry, I don't want you
$100
to
per month. Plus get 3 free phones with 20 gigs of mobile hotspot on each line. All on the super reliable and super fast nationwide network. Enjoy your data. Boost makes it easy to switch.
I could put you in timeout.
Switching makes it easy to save.
Oh, Patriots selected their player. We just gotta wait until the commercial's done. And then the first round is over.
Hey, Mom.
2 picks.
Emmy and Golden Globe winner Alfre Woodard joins
I don't know,
Empire
like 5 minutes, 10
Wednesday
minutes.
8 on Fox.
Probably 5.
June 7th, the singing competition that took America by storm is back.
Welcome to the floor.
With Sean Diddy Combs, Meghan Trainor, and DJ Khaled. 4 rising stars. Who will keep their seat?
Let the battle begin!
Fergie hosts The 4 Battle for Stardom, June 7th on Fox.
All right, everybody, stay tuned now. Immediately after the draft, Total Access. Right here on NFL Network, we'll recap this draft. Here we are in Dallas, Texas. Now Troy Aikman. Lamar Jackson, we're going to talk about him again. Okay, we got 2 more picks in this round. The New England Patriots pick number 31. Philadelphia Eagles pick 32. which teams, first of all, why is he dropping like this, and which teams might come up and take him?
Well, let me just say, when I was studying him, I thought he was a day 2 guy. So
Okay.
I'm not surprised that he hasn't been taken off the board just yet. But I think a couple things hurt him, to be honest with you. He didn't time in the 40 at the combine. He didn't time in the 40 on his pro day. And I felt that when you're going into your pro day, you play to your strengths. And his strengths is his ability to run. He runs real fast. So I thought that maybe hurt him a little bit. The other thing is that he was going to be a guy who was going to sit back and learn. And because of his athletic ability and what he's able to do, would he have been willing to help the team, you know, with the ball in his hands, is a home run threat every time. And maybe teams didn't feel that he'd be able to do that. And maybe that's what made him slide as well. I want to make one other point on Baker Mayfield. He's the one who obviously has surprised some people going as the #1 pick. What we didn't address was his height. You know, we haven't seen many guys at 6'1" or under that have had success, but I just want to say that I've always felt that height was vastly overrated at the quarterback positions. We've certainly seen a lot of different styles of quarterbacks come into the league and have success. At 6'4", I had problems at times seeing over offensive linemen. His left tackle at Oklahoma was 6'8". I don't think height is going to be a factor in this whatsoever. And as I said at the time of the pick, I think he's going to be outstanding.
Well, I agree with you. Height as a quarterback and a wide receiver is overrated. You don't have to think about it.
Right.
But Lamar Jackson, I love the fact that he didn't run, because that means he doesn't want to go into the system saying he's not a quarterback. He is a quarterback.
Well, height as a quarterback, as a coach, is overrated. Let's go to the pick. Here's the commission.
With the 31st pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Sony Michel,
There you go.
running back, Georgia.
Okay. So an offensive system that lost
That's a
Deion
pretty
Lewis
nice pick.
and has had obviously James White. Rex
Okay,
Burkhead. We've seen it.
last pick,
How they
guys.
use running
Give me
backs.
the last pick
Matchup nightmares.
before the first round ends.
Yeah, I mean, he averaged 7 yards against
Then I have
Bama.
to go
He
eat.
reminds me when they hand the ball to him of Alvin Kamara. He's a violent runner, even though he's a make-you-miss guy. Look at the jump cut there. Another cut the opposite way, now north and south. And look at that one. That's 3 in a row, and then the stiff arm. Look at him run through. He's more powerful than people think. So look at the hole. Now you've got a linebacker and a safety with an angle on him. I'm going to outrun that one. I'm going to outrun that one. I think with his ball in there, look at how tough he is. Vanderbilt, 4, 5, 6 guys. With the ball in his hands, I think he's as talented as Kamara. This is the part of the game where I don't think he's quite as advanced. I'm not saying he doesn't have good hands. I just don't think he's done as much pass receiving as Kamara has. But he's got an opportunity with Tom Brady in that offense to be special early.
Well, they go Bulldog with their 2 first-round selections tonight, Isaiah Wynn and Sony Michel, who now joins Jeremy Hill. That's right. I forgot that the Patriots signed. I mean, they're just going right down the Bengals depth chart from the last couple of years. Burkhead, Jeremy Hill, I guess Gio Bernard maybe next year will have a nice spot, nice landing.
But when you watch the Patriots play on offense, though, they play multiple backs. They have a role for every single one.
Okay,
One
come
guy's
on,
a third
Eagles.
down guy, one guy's a protector, one guy's a pass receiver that they
Eagles,
flex out.
make
They
your
flex their
picks
backs
in.
out a lot to do a lot of different things, and sometimes they just have a guy they're going to turn around and hand the ball to, and this might be that guy.
So with 5 minutes left on the clock for the Philadelphia Eagles,
Yeah, Giants
they're
are
either make
looking
this
amazing.
pick or they're
Dylan
fielding a ton
Brees.
of phone calls right now for teams that want to get into the first round and take who they want. And make sure that they get that in their back pocket before tomorrow and also get a 5th year of contractual control. So it's time now to ask who's tonight's best choice presented by Golden Corral. And I guess the Eagles will have to have the soft landing in a way of their championship to not be included in this possibility here, Mike. But what do you got for me?
Well, we take a lot of shots over the years at the Jets, but they traded up from 6 to 3. They gave up 2 second rounds this year and a second round next year, but none of that will matter if this young man can play. And remember, when they made the move up, they didn't know if they were going to get
Ravens
their first
traded.
quarterback, their second quarterback, or their third quarterback. I would
Ravens
advance
traded
my
up.
own opinion that they ended up with their #1 guy at number 3.
Okay, so we were talking
Lamar
about
Jackson,
how
maybe?
somebody wants to trade back in, get contractual control, 5th year. Maybe it's for a quarterback, maybe it's not. The Eagles wanted to get out. That just happened.
Yeah.
And it's the Ravens who are now on the clock. Is this, do you think, for Lamar Jackson?
Makes sense.
I would jump up and down if this is who it is. And again, I said earlier in the night in my mock draft, I gave them the Baltimore because I think they have the infrastructure in place. They've got a backup quarterback named RG3, Robert Griffin III, who can play in that same system. Joe Flacco, since the Super Bowl win, has not played up to the level of his salary, and they can dump his contract next year. So a lot of things line up, a lot of dots connect.
The pick
I'm
is
hoping
in.
This is the Ravens going back up to get Lamar Jackson.
Well, you and I talked about this earlier on your show.
Yes, sir.
The X factor to me is Greg Roman.
Right.
Greg Roman was a run game coordinator, offensive coordinator at the San Francisco 49ers for Colin Kaepernick. Very, very similar run scheme, very similar success with an athletic quarterback, both run and pass, and a guy that wasn't a great drop back passer. But what they did, you remember the 200 yards rushing against the Green Bay Packers and all those big runs that Colin had, and those big explosive pass games that he had with all those people stepping up to play the run. This could be a good fit.
That's an excellent point, especially because you snuck in a promo for the Rich Eisen show from 12 to 3 Eastern on Fox Sports Radio.
Got your back, man. Got your back.
How about a legacy pick?
Show, huh?
How about a legacy pick for Ozzie Newsome in his final first-round pick?
I guess, yeah. Here I said it was his last first-round pick. Who knew?
If Flacco was able to dodge one quarterback in one pick, can he do it twice?
Okay, final pick of the first round. It is the Ravens trading up. Is it for Lamar Jackson, which would signal quite a shift at that quarterback position in Baltimore?
The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 32nd pick to the Baltimore Ravens. With the 32nd pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Lamar Jackson.
Let's go, Lamar. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
This place go crazy right now.
So while you guys are watching this, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be posting a Fortnite video probably tomorrow, and I will be streaming the second round tomorrow, the NFL Draft. I just want to say thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like the video, and have a great rest of your night. Thanks. Bye.